What's going on, you brothers? Brothers worldwide, brothers in America, brothers in UK and Canada, wherever you are in the West, it's your dude International Passport. Here again for yet another classic with the legendary Mr. Theo WAF. First and foremost, brothers, how's my audio? Please press a one in the live stream chat if my audio is loud, clear, crisp, and succulent and beautiful. Let me know if that audio is as clean, as pristine as a Japanese Brazilian lady in Sao Paolo. How's my audio, brothers? Shout out to you, Marvin Lloyd. I appreciate you, bro. All right, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you joining a very powerful movement called the International Passport Movement. And I will say, brothers, shout out to my old subscribers for supporting the channel over the past few years. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you, brothers. Much love to you, brothers. Brothers, please get the likes up, brothers. Get the likes up, please. Please support the channel via the Cash Apps and via the Super Chats. And brothers, can we please join the Patreon? The Patreon is incredible. Thomas Demihin, John Thomas, and many other brothers will tell you how incredible the Patreon is. So here's a link to it, brothers. A lot of special content coming your way on the Patreon. So, brothers, without any further ado, Theo, there has been some new members since you've been on this channel, which is quite a few months ago, actually. So, Theo, do you mind introducing yourself first? Who you are, what you do, and then we'll go on from there afterwards, brother.
Yeah, I know there's been some new members because they've gone and found me on Facebook. They pop up. They're like, "Whoa, who are you?" They come talk to me. I'm like, "Okay, all right, let's go talk to you." My name is Theodore. I'm an international traveler. I've lived in various countries through my life. So I did 16 years in Japan, 1 year in France, 1 year in Russia. I've been to over 40 countries, and I work as a web application firewall specialist and a cloud security specialist, particularly with AWS and then, of course, with Azure and GCP. I'm currently teaching IT cloud with AWS to a group of men within the manosphere. We're doing quite a good job. They're going to be very successful. I have a very good group of students who are doing a great job. So currently in Brazil right now. I'm going to be taking off tomorrow, but I will be returning, and I will be truly going to a pure expat status. In fact, I will hit a status in which I will be pretty much local. So that's who I am, and I can give you quite a lot of information about how to actually do this legit. Like, no joke. I'm the real thing. I'm the real deal. I actually bring you real information about how to be effective abroad.
Thank you very much for that introduction, Theo. So, brothers, in this live stream, we'll be speaking about Theo's current life as an expat in Brazil, how he made that move there, what he did, and of course, we'll touch upon the woman there in Sao Paulo, particularly the Japanese Brazilian woman, etc., etc. But let's peel it back a couple of layers, like an onion. Let's peel it back a couple of layers, Theo.
Sure.
You're an American brother. You're out there in Texas, right? Can you please explain why you decided to actually be an expat in Brazil? What's so bad about America, the number one economy in the entire world, that you're thinking, I've got to go out there to Brazil to live there? Break it down for us.
The economy size and value is inversely proportional to the greatness of the women. So the country is high up and the women are low down. Bunch of 304s. I'm sick and tired of them. I will not deal with them. So I originally became a passport bro back in '91. That was actually the first time I went to France, saw how good the women were there, said heck with that, said heck with the States, went to Russia, dated there, had a great time. And so I was dating in other countries as well because I was living there, I was traveling, I was a student. And so right now I'm actually living in Austin, which is true, but I do nothing with the women there. They are horrible. They are like, I can't, so I'm being told I need to say this in the streams. Not all the women are bad, and there are some good ones there. Yeah. So the good ones are about as numerous as black men who are fluent in Japanese. Yeah. I mean, there are some guys there who are fluent in Japanese. I know maybe two of them. See, I have like two mirrors in my house, so I just look at two men there. I got two. So I mean, it happens, but not really there. So I do not date there. I do not do anything there. If I want to date, I just use my passport. I straight out go to the airport. I only live about 4 miles away from the airport. Use the passport, get out of the country. I'm done.
Thank you very much, Theo. Great explanation there. So, Theo, what was the process in you actually making that move to Sao Paulo, Brazil? We want to know why you chose Sao Paulo, and we want to know the whole process behind it. You know, how did you actually make that move? Was there any regulations, any laws you had to abide by? Break it down for us, Theo.
So I have a permanent residency for Japan, and my first choice was to go back to Japan, but Japan was closed, so because of coronavirus. So there's nothing I can do about that. And the quarantine, if you actually could get in for some reason, for some way, the quarantine length is two weeks. So I was talking to my friends there who actually have the ability to go back and forth between Japan and abroad, and they were telling me the lowdown about what it was like to go into quarantine. They didn't like it, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. I can't get in really this is not going to be what I want. I'm not going to be like I was when I was there. I was living there before. So let's go ahead and do Sao Paulo. The reason I decided Sao Paulo was because first, it's a huge city. It's where things happen. There's business here. There's very good infrastructure. Plus, they have free entry. They're not really. They do check for coronavirus. So you have to fill in some forms for this. But largely speaking, they're like, hey, come on down here. You can come to the country. Yeah, you want to come here. You want to spend your money. Go ahead. So I just decided, okay, I know some Brazilians. I've been down here before, but this is going to be a much longer time period. So I've been here 2 months so far. And I was going to be here 5 months, actually, but I have to go back for work. So, yeah, that was the reason I decided it. I do love Brazilian people. I love Japanese Brazilians. I have a lot of good friends who are Brazilians. I said, why not? I've had a lot of changes that happened to me in the last 10 years. I haven't been to Brazil about 15 years, something around there. So I decided, let's go ahead and do this. That's why I came down here.
Thank you, Theo. What visa are you on in Brazil?
I'm just on, as an American citizen, you can come down here 90 days. So okay. The way it works is that what I was going to do is, if I wanted to stay here 5 months, all I have to do is I can stay here 90 days and fly over to Colombia and then be there for a little bit and then fly back. Now, the big thing that you guys, one of the things I want to update you guys on that's really important, my students told me about this on Sunday when I was teaching the class, so shouts out to them. Brazil just introduced last week the digital nomad visa. The digital nomad visa is the way that you want to go. So the digital nomad visa allows, if you can demonstrate that you're making money from your country and that you have stable cash flow, that they will give you an extended visa so you don't have to go back and forth. You can actually just stay here. And from what I've read so far, you can do like at least 1 year, if not multiple years, on the digital nomad visa. So there are other countries who do this as well. I'm just saying this is a huge step because it means that you can realistically do minimum 6 months in Brazil. So I do talk about like strategies to actually stay here for an extended period of time based upon cash flow. But this is, again, a huge win and will allow people like us to be much more relaxed and actually go to a country and date for an extended period of time.
Fantastic, Theo. Thank you for clarifying that. You're actually you're working in Brazil, but you're making American dollars.
Mhm.
Does that stretch far in Brazil in terms of food, in terms of buying property, in terms of having a good life? Is that the best option forward instead of working for a Brazilian company and making Brazilian dollars?
You do not want to work for a Brazilian company. No, that makes no sense here at all. Last time I was here, I did everything through the hotel. So I wasn't really thinking about things. I was just signing the document and paying. This time I was paying a little bit more attention because I was doing everything with my debit card. So I was kind of looking at what the buying power is. All right. So like this, guys. Your buying power here is between 2 to 5 times greater than it is in the States. So what I can buy here is just absolutely ridiculous.
Damn.
And I didn't gloat over it. Like, I understood the situation, and I didn't say, like, in America, this is like so much more expensive, but here it's like totally cheap. I didn't even talk about that. I just said thank you for the information, and I continued on. So, for example, my room is about like 500 reais, and like they say, that's Brazilian dollars, so it's about 500 reais. If I were in New York, this would be $500 US, but here 500 reais is about $100 a night. Or sometimes if I might go to the deluxe room, they have it available, and that's like 1,000 reais a night, and that's only $200. But I guarantee you, in the States, it would be $1,000. So it's the hotel room is it's like 20% of the price of the U.S., considering the size, services, location, where I'm at. It's just ridiculously cheap. Another test you can do is like a can of Coke. A can of Coke here is about, maybe 35 cents, somewhere around there.
Damn.
It's really cheap. Yeah. So it's like if you're using pounds, your pounds would be almighty here. Like the dollar is huge, but the pound would be ridiculous. So you were talking maybe a 7 times factor. Like it would be like 1/7 the price. Sometimes on the streets, I eat hamburgers because they have really tasty hamburgers here. So it would be maybe 15 reais, which is like $3 ultimately. Yeah, but I couldn't get that like kind of hamburger. It's like gourmet. I couldn't eat that, or I couldn't get it available for $3 on the street in Austin. That would be impossible. I'd be thinking like maybe $12 for the same kind of hamburger. They have a lot of Brazilian dishes. I can't remember all the names of them, but they're between 10 and 15 reais, which between $2 and $3, and it's full on, lots of protein, good rice, lots of vegetables, well cooked, well prepared, very delish. Even if we're talking about sushi, of course, you guys know I eat sushi quite a lot. They have I would say this is the second best sushi I've had outside of Tokyo.
Okay.
And it's very, very fresh and it's very good tasting. And it's about, I would say it's maybe only about 20% more than Tokyo. And so like compared to the States, it's about 80%, it's between 80 and 70% less price. So
Dang.
I would just chomp on sushi all the time, particularly when I wanted more protein.
Incredible.
It is very cheap. This is Sao Paolo, so this is the city. So if you go to the countryside, it's even more affordable. What you can do there is wild. So basically, I would say you really need, again, we're talking about this in the stream. I've talked about this in other streams. You really need to be making $100,000 a year. But if you are making $100,000 a year and you come here, you're gonna kill. It actually feels like you're making $100,000 a year here. Like you're like, wow, I can actually buy things. It's like really cheap. Then the quality is the same that you'd have back in the States. So it's a good situation for you.
Brother, I want to pinpoint on the fact that I find it incredible that you've been living in a hotel for the past 2 months, and that hotel has been super cheap. That's incredible. That is
Yep.
amazing.
And I'm basically in central Sao Paulo here. There's two big areas that are like really upscale. So this is one of them, and the other one is Jardin, where it's the gardens. And I was just there today. I was doing the videos, but that's why I was doing all kinds of stuff in that area. And in both those places, like you can have the best room, like $175 to $200 a night, but it's crazy good. You don't need to. Most of you guys who are listening to here, you would never buy that kind of room. The most you would get is like a $50 room, and you'd be happy because a $50 room would be equivalent to like $200 or $300 room back in the States. So I've seen Airbnb prices. I think, what was it? Like I've seen like $100, $200 per month for Airbnb, like for a 2 and 3 bedroom. I would definitely suggest you do that. I had some guys who are planning on coming down here to visit me and say have fun and talk. You don't have to go to hotel rooms like this. You can actually just do Airbnb. It's very affordable.
Yeah, thank you, Theo. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Mr. Thomas Demihan for the £1.79 super chat. Japanese woman equals God's masterpiece. Yes, indeed. We're going to get to that very soon, Thomas. Appreciate the super chat, brother. And brothers, please follow Thomas's lead by supporting the channel. Hit the super chats, hit the cash app, and let's go on from there. I see Theo drinking some white wine there, living a good life.
No, this is pineapple juice. Pineapple juice.
Drinking pineapple juice. Thank you, Theo. So, Theo, I'm very interested in Sao Paulo culture and lifestyle. You've been there for the past 2 months. Can you please tell us the good things about living in Sao Paulo? And obviously, apart from it being cheap, and the bad parts about living in Sao Paulo. And in general, is it a city where brothers should move to permanently or even buy property there, brother? Break it down for us, Theo.
Oh, yeah. You want to be here. But, I mean, it really matters on what kind of person you are. So I'm more of like upscale city slicker kind of guy. Well, even though I live in Austin, where I'm relatively speaking, I'm in the countryside. This is more of my style. So like in Tokyo, I'm West Tokyo, which is kind of a nice area. I don't go to South or North or East Tokyo that much. I mean, I do, but for work or friends, but I'm a West Tokyo guy. This Sao Paulo has kind of the same feel. So like the central areas where I'm at is very clean, civilized, polite. People have dogs. People are going out and having fun at little boutiques, little shopping. They may not have all the money in the world, but it's a very nice, very civilized environment. That there's no violence. I have not seen any violence at all here since I've been here. Nothing. And I walk outside alone by myself at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning all the time. And I'm not worried. I'm a pretty big guy. So if there was an issue, people will run away from me. But there's just no violence here. The gyms are fun. CrossFit is fun. I go there. The restaurants are a blast. It's very easy to meet someone. So if you want to go, if you're more into just like, you're like, hey, all I want to do is relax and booty, like that's who you are. Okay, I respect that. You should just go to the beach. I was there last time. So I would just say just directly go to the beach. Go to Rio. Go to any kind of beach resort, anything like that. Like Santos is down there as well. That's more for you. But if you're like, hey, I mean, I really do like city. I like urban environments. This is a wonderful urban environment. Last time I mainly drove through here. This Sao Paulo is big. I have not really, even in 2 months, I've not really begun to explore like the entire size of the city. It's absolutely huge, but I'm only seeing a certain part of it. In terms of property, I did talk to quite a lot of companies about buying property here, and you can do it. You have to go through a legal process. You have to get tax identification number. You need to be able to get a bank account. But even if you don't get a bank account, they will work with you to transferring funds over to here. And then you have to get there's some process that you have to go through in order to get the legal right to own property, but it's not difficult. You have to basically get a visa, and it's like an advanced digital nomad. But if you show that you have cash flow from another source and that you can be here for a really extended long period of time, you work with a lawyer. You can actually get the right to own property. Now, when I say working property, because I'm sure there's people here who are listening to this, like, oh yeah, I'll say this. I would never say own property in Japan. You're nuts to do that. Own property in Sao Paulo? Oh, hell yeah. You definitely want to do that. But when I'm saying that, I'm saying I'm not going to get a loan. I'm going to do it cash straight out. That would be the easiest way and most efficient. And if you're working with developers who are actually like making new condos, you can make a payment schedule. So for example, I'm working with one developer right now, and I'm looking at occupancy for January 2024. And I'm looking at some other properties that they have that are going to be a little bit after that. So there you can actually do a payment schedule so that all of your payments are done by the time that the condo is done. The condos that I'm looking at are between $100 and $250,000, and these things are huge, and they're in central areas. So, and again, IP, you're in the UK. I'll use London as a reference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been there. This would be like being on like Victoria Circle to Kensington.
Damn.
Yeah, you can get like 140 square meters for under $200,000 new construction,
Damn.
which is a cuckoo. Like that is some cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs idea. So the thing that I noticed here, because I was looking around a lot at the property, there's both a lot of fallow land. There's land that's like not being that's empty. There's nothing going on there, or that there was something, but there was some sort of fire and nobody rebuilt, or there's dilapidated buildings that obviously need to be destroyed, but most of them are occupied by restaurants. And then you have areas that are obviously about to be gentrified. And I estimate that they're going to have, they're already doing a condo boom here. It's going to get way more intense. This isn't even really the beginning. This is just the start. So one area that I would say that you would definitely think about investing in, which I am actually researching now and talking to people, is definitely researching in the real estate market in Brazil. It might be a little bit difficult to expedite the money outside of Brazil, but later on, I can say in 15 to 20 years, you probably should be able to do it. And if you got into the market right now, or like in the next 5 years, this is high. This is good. You'd be in a good position because it's going to super multiply. I totally see a high number of international travelers or international beings like myself, like I'm a nomad, coming down here to Sao Paulo and actually buying property because it is so cheap and the quality is good. So I'll give you another example. There was one property I was just talking about, like they're building new train lines, and these are really nice train lines. It's not like other places I would go to. Like, this is some crap stuff. Like, what are you guys doing? These are decent train lines in decent areas. So you can get like 80 square meters, like 2 or 3 blocks away from a new train station for like $100,000 to $125,000. And that's crazy talk. In a city with like 10 million people, that's nutty. Like that shouldn't even exist. It should start at minimum like 750, and it's not. So I was like, okay, let's talk. Okay, so I'll pick up like 140 square meter for myself, and then start getting like between 50 and 80 square meters for rentals for Airbnbs and actually make money off of it, because you definitely can. That's just one of the strategies that I'm having. I've been really thinking about. Plus, there's a lot of homes here that are for sale. I don't know why there's so many of them, but there are. I don't talk too much about the economy with people here because I'm so rich compared to them. So it's kind of abusive. So, but you can straight out buy a house like in like central Sao Paolo for under $250,000, and it's not like in LA or San Francisco where it would basically be a closet, or like I don't know. Like, we always make these jokes. It's like a used, burned down garage that's like starts at $500,000 in San Francisco. You could actually get like dining room, full kitchen, 3 or 4 bedroom with a parking garage for under $250,000, and that's like it's not a high rise. It's like your own land. That's yours. You could have your dog there. You could have a little bit of land for gardening. The prices for these places are ridiculously cheap.
Okay, Theo, let me ask this question. Are you buying a property via a mortgage, or are you just putting cash down, buying it in full?
Cash, straight on. I don't even want to deal with the banking structure here. There's no reason to.
Boss moves. Respect to that, yeah. Theo. Mine's just buying it straight up. That's what's up, Theo.
I gotta say some things real quick about, because I'm reading something. I gotta make this something. There is absolutely no racism here. People do not give a crap. People talking about race stuff, these people do not care about race. They just don't. I have talked with them. I've talked with other people. Like I go to people who speak in English, and then some who actually been to America and understand the race problem in the United States. And they're like, it doesn't exist here. And I do not see it. I have met some of the most amazing, like, African Brazilians here. Like, there's some that are like, I would say, like, there's African and there's like Afro Latina, and then there's another one that, like, I would call Morena, and the Morena are like a bit more of the Portuguese, like you can call them like white Latinas in a way, but I would say that they're like the classic Brazilian look. These people all live together. There's no violence. There's no preference. There's no. I see these people dating with each other all the time. Again, I've seen some hot women who are just absolutely wonderful. I have not had a problem with race here whatsoever, and I've been to quite a few places around the city. I'm not seeing it. So if somebody's saying race, I'm like, where is it? Because I don't. Where? I don't know. Where is it? Nah, man, it doesn't happen here.
Okay, thanks for that, Theo. Theo, on that note, you mentioned that you shouldn't buy property in Tokyo or in Japan in general. Why is that, Theo? Japan obviously is a big economy. Why would you not buy property in Japan?
You just don't buy property in Japan. It's too difficult.
Okay.
You don't. The legal requirements, and then the banks, and then the amount of money you have to have, that's not going to happen. It's just not. You don't have to be a citizen here to buy property.
Oh.
No, you can come in and actually do some boss moves. So, yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, this is where you want to go. So my plan is what I'm going to be doing is spending at least 4 months a year here for the rest of my life. Like, I don't have to have winter anymore. I'm done with winter. As far as I'm concerned, every northern hemisphere winter, I will be in the southern hemisphere. I will have, like, at least Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day at the bare minimum, if not my birthday, which is the end of March. I'll have it all in Brazil. I'll just have 2 summers and 2 falls every year, or like the end of spring will be in one hemisphere, and then I'll be summer and fall. There's no reason for me to have a winter again. I think winter first, as far as I'm concerned, is obsolete. You can say with my money, there's no reason for me to have winter. I'm done with it. So
okay. This
place is utter paradise. I'm straight out saying it's a paradise. This place is wonderful.
Damn. Hold on, Theo. Shout out to Emmanuel Montperius for the $10 super chat. Japanese, Brazilian woman, blessings, time to samba. Hold on, brothers. We'll get to there very soon. We'll get to there. You man are thirsty for the Brazilian woman, hey? Like, okay, give it a second, brothers. Shout out to who else? Super chat. Shout out to Jay Candle for the $4.99. I appreciate you, Emmanuel, for supporting the channel. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Jay Candle for the $4.99 super chat. Just got out of class with Tony. It was great, Theo. With Tony, with Theo, sorry. Thanks for the connection, IP. No worries. Thank you, Theo, for what you do for the community, Theo. It's much appreciated, Theo. Thank you very much, Theo. And shout out to Jay Kendall for giving Theo his prop for what he does for the community. Thank you, brothers. Much appreciated, Jay Kendall, for your support. Next question for you, Theo, that I have is language. Is English enough to in Sao Paulo, Brazil, or must you know Portuguese? I don't know if you speak Portuguese fluently, Theo, but how are you getting around?
No. Some guys asked me between 1 and 10 what was my Portuguese level, and I said maybe a 0.3. I had books for it. I was unable to finish studying them. I was really unable to crack the books open because I am studying so much. I'm so busy, so I really didn't get that much. I came here with minimal Portuguese. I learned a few things in the beginning. I get by. We use a lot of Google Translate. I'll admit that. So you just tell them. You need to tell them straight out. You don't speak Portuguese. So I just say no Portuguese, and they understand. They're like, "You're an American." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an American. I don't speak Portuguese." So I'm very unapologetic about that. And then we sit there and try to figure out the situation. As long as you are not a turd, the Brazilians will work with you even without language. They will figure it out. But you need to be on your best behavior. Like, they're not going to tolerate you treating them badly. But if you're just like, hey, I don't speak the language, but I want to do this, let's try to negotiate, they'll kind of figure out, they're like, okay, we'll do it with you. So, like, for example, I like buying stuff on the streets, like food or some sort of products. I love buying stuff on the streets. These people are poor, okay? I'm not going to hold back. We got a bunch of monolinguals, only speak Portuguese. They deal with people. They're not dealing with foreigners. The whole thing is just Brazilian. They meet someone like you, they want to sell to you because they're like, wow, you're actually paying attention. You actually bring money out. You can buy things immediately. You're probably not going to haggle because the price they have for something is so cheap compared to your home where you're back in the States or back in Britain. So you're like, yeah, they're like amazing. You're like an amazing customer to them. So they'll try to figure it out. They'll use hand gestures. They'll use Google Translate if they can. They'll get through it. And everyone has been totally happy with me in the end. Now, if you are an international traveler, you know there's some things you can get through, you can actually deal with. Like, you understand some situations and how to deal with it. I will say this, guys. I'm going to say this kind of an important thing. If you just get money, like your debit cards aren't accepted everywhere, particularly if you're on the street. A lot of places do accept it, but not everywhere. So you just go ahead and have cash. And what I did was, when I got here especially, I changed $300 into cash, and that gives you roughly 1,500 Brazilian dollars. This is called the Brazilian dollars, okay? So what they do is, like, a $20 note gives you like a $100 note here in Brazil. And I just thought, this is $20, right? It's no big deal. The Brazilian's going to have a hard time breaking a $100 Brazilian note.
Yeah,
it's just as hard here as it would be back in the States or in London. So you don't want to carry those around with you. You want to carry 20s and like 50s and 20s, or go lower than that. Then they can break it easily. But 100, they're like, are you some sort of god? And you're kind of looking at them like in the beginning, I was like, this is just $20. It's no big deal. It's 20. And then you have to stop and think, for them, this is the power of a full $100 note. So when you go on the street, particularly if you don't speak Portuguese and you're dealing with really normal people, you need to have 50s, 20s, and 10s. Then they'll deal with you. Another thing you guys need to do, listen to this very well. Largely speaking, what is considered cents here is not something that people pay attention to. So, for example, if you buy something and it's like $16.50, they're not going to really pay attention to the 50. So, if you really want like the 50 cents back, they're going to look at you like you're nuts, because nobody really does it. Like maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they know you're a foreigner. And so, especially like if it's only like 20 cents, they're probably not going to give it to you, and you shouldn't expect it back. Plus, yeah, it just keep it. And then like sometimes let's say that like I buy something and it costs like $16.20, like $16.20. So I give them a 20, they'll probably give me $4 back. And this is Brazilian. They'll give me $4 back. They won't even think about like the cents. This is because that money, the cents, is so worthless here. So they know it. So they don't even haggle over that. So just as a point of etiquette, don't haggle over cents, because you look like a gold digger, like some sort of Scrooge. Like I never did. I was just like, I even tell them like, let's say they're supposed to be 80 cents back. I said, no, just keep it. I don't even want it. I don't want it in my pocket. I'm just going to go. I only want I only want cash. I only want like paper cash. I don't want the metal stuff. So they understood it, and they're like, okay, good. We're fine. We're on the same page.
So, Theo, language-wise, you're saying English is okay to get, okay to use there. It'll get you by, but Google Translate will be a lot in use for you to translate Portuguese in some cases, in a lot of cases. Yeah.
Yeah, and then women here, if they like you and they don't speak English, they'll figure out a way to start speaking English to talk to you. I had that happen more than once.
Okay, thank you, Theo. Let me read a couple of super chats and cash apps.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nate Kelly for the £2 cash app. Thank you, Nate Kelly, for the support as always. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Shout out to Carlton Banks for the $2 super chat. Salute IP, salute Teacher Theo, restarting Theo. Salute to you, Carlton Banks. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you for your support. Shout out to the brother, the legend, John Thomas, a Patreon member. So shout out to John Thomas for being a part of the Patreon. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Theo, thanks for your perspective. I will try to take a vacation there 1 year and check out different cities. Good to see race relations improving. Yes, indeed. Because I heard that Brazil was pretty bad for the Black Brazilians. That they're not on TV, they're not in politics, they're not represented properly. I was a bit worried about Brazil, Theo, but you're saying it's different. That's great, bro.
No, like it is. They do not care. We'll go back to that point. Keep on doing super chats.
Okay. Shout out to Derek Featherstone for the $499 super chat. Thank you, Derek Featherstone. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Let me see any more super chats. Yeah, carry on, Theo.
Okay, so let's talk about race. Like, I'm 6 feet tall, 183 centimeters. I didn't give a damn. Like, I never had a problem with it here. I tower over Brazilians. I'm huge compared to them. So I know, like, last time I came here from Japan, so I was comparing Brazilians to Japanese people. So I was pretty much ambivalent. I didn't really care. This time I'm comparing them a little bit more to Americans, and I'm like, nah, bro, this is like an American man's like killing zone. So they will look at you, particularly if you are Black Westerner. They're definitely checking for brothers here. I want you guys to understand that. They are definitely checking for brothers. I have had so many women look. It's just a normal thing. They look at me and then they look behind, they take a second, they take a third look. Brazilian men, there's a lot of them who are 5'6" and 5'7". There's a lot of women here for about 5'3", 5'4". Sure, there are taller Brazilians. You just don't see them as much. They're there, but you don't see them as much. So like when I work out in the gym in the morning, I'm either the tallest person or like the second or tallest person. And there's usually hundreds of people there. So I don't even care. And if you're taller than that, it's just even easier. All you have to do is not be a jerk. That's it. If you're like 5'4", let's say that you're like 5'10" or 5'9", you can get some amazing women here because they'll think you're tall. Other thing you guys need to be aware of, this is not something that I would rub into the Brazilians. Be very sensitive about this. But I would say that they told me some things. I didn't ask this much about it, but I asked people who had been in America who understood my point of view. A very normal, like good wage here is about $2,000 a month. And the price levels, I've been checking price levels here. This is Sao Paolo. This is the capital. This is the money area. I've been checking price levels and see whether or not you can actually live on $2,000 a month. And you can. You can buy property. So you can kind of like be the man and have $2,000 a month. So not all Brazilian men make $2,000 a month. And there's a lot of women here who don't. Like $1,000 a month for a woman here would be considered still a pretty good job. So let's say that you're like 5'7" and you have $3,000 a month in disposable income. Generally speaking, from what I see, you would be taller and richer than most Brazilian men. And then you're dark, so the women are looking at you because there's not a lot of dark guys here. So you'd be an easy killer's area. Plus, Brazilian men, don't want to say bad, because I only have good things to say about them, but they're not exactly like the biggest guys. They're the muscular guys. So if you have some sort of muscle definition, you're gonna stand out. Now there are a lot of guys here who actually built, but they're not like we would say built in the West. They're like more compact. There's a lot of guys here who are like football players, not like American football, but like international football, like normal football, like Chelsea, Manchester, Liverpool, the way it's supposed to be. Like there's a lot of guys here. You're like, yeah, you're a striker. You can run fast because you have like not much meat on your bones. And it's not something you make a joke about, but that's how they are. They're more compact in form. So you come here, you got some more meat on your bones. You're taller. You definitely got more money. It's not. I don't even think the Brazilian men are being competition. It'd be like walking right in and doing what you want to do. So again, remember this, guys. Don't lord it over them. Don't go around and say like, "Oh yeah, I got money." You don't. You do not say that here. Okay. You would just chill out with people and be happy, but the women would know what's going on.
Okay, Theo. I've got 2 more questions before we go full on about the woman. And brothers, I will say, if you have any questions for Theo, please cash up or super chat your questions. And can we please get those likes up? We got over 100 people watching, but less than 100 likes. If the likes don't improve in the next 5 minutes, I will start singing. That's no cap. Now, if you want me to avoid singing, get those likes up, or the singing will definitely start. All right, please get the likes up. So Theo, expats, do you meet other expats there in Sao Paulo? Is there a community of expats for American UK people? Are you involved in that community, Theo, or do you recommend to not be involved with them? Speak on that, Theo.
Most expats
and also, do they have a good reputation as well, those expats in Brazil?
Most expats I met here were Germans and Swedish. I met a lot of them, and they're fun. I met a lot of Germans who are married to Brazilians and Swedes who are married to Brazilians. They're fun people. I had no problems with them. Expat community here is fun. Didn't meet many Americans. I met a few. They seemed to be a little bit more intimidated. I don't know why. And they were doing some things with the culture, but not that much. Whereas the Germans were much more engaged. So they're fun people. Yeah, they drink a lot. Germans and Brazilians drinking together is a good situation. They definitely understand football, and they're talking about football. Some of their conversations are a little painful for each other. Like 7-1 World Cup in Brazil. Like that's death.
Oh
like,
man.
Yeah. So we talk about that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's really fun. So they just go out. There's a lot of restaurants like today, like Saturday. You just go out to a restaurant, you go out to the curb, and you sit there drinking beer and eating some food, but a lot of beer. And Like the Germans get down with that. The Swedes I met, I don't know how many Swedes I met who were like 6'2" and above. The guys are like super like Colossus, like Godzilla's here, and they had some beautiful women with them. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, if those guys can score easily and have a great time, you being black, it'd just be easy for you.
So you're saying those Swedes are really tall or really short when you say that? Really
Tall.
Okay.
Tall. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many tall Swedes I met. I was like, I don't know how do you get in your hotel room, man? Like those guys don't have to worry about like ceiling repair. They can just put their hands up and just change the light bulb. They're tall. So I mean, I'm pretty tall compared to Brazilians, but those guys are like monsters. So yeah, everybody lives together here. Like cool. They don't even care. There's Colombians here. I've seen some Argentinians. But for the most part, people are just totally chill. International community is fun. Good area.
Okay, thank you, Theo. Shout out to James Humbert for the $5 super chat. I make $3,329 after taxes a month. Congratulations, bro. In retirement with 65 G's in the bank. How would I live being a proper light-skinned black like you?
Well, they're not going to care about your skin color. That's the first thing. You would have, I don't know if you would qualify for a digital nomad visa because you're not working. So you'd have to do a special petition to the government in order to come here extended past 3 months because your retirement. I would try, particularly if you're going to do Brazil, I would try to get your money in the bank to 150,000 at least in case there's an emergency and you need to be flown out, some sort of medical issue. The healthcare here, the health insurance is pretty cheap. So I paid about $200 for 2 months. I'm glad I did that because I got COVID while I was here. So I had to go into the medical system in here and I got treatment and it was practically free. So yeah, I'm just saying, honestly, I would be more worried about only having 65 G's in the bank and retired. That would be my issue with that because you're living on fumes. And if you had to return back to the West real quick or some sort of issue, you would be in kind of a bad situation. $3,000 a month would be fine. You actually could live in a nice area. It just really depends on how secure your cash flow is. If you're certain you're always going to have that every month, okay. But I would try to get your savings up to at least over $100,000.
Thank you, Theo. James Humper, do you invest in stocks, index funds, ETFs? Because you said you're retired, so I'm guessing you must have some money in stocks or crypto or something. Let us know in the live stream chat or reach out to me on IG. We're going from there, James. Thank you, James. Much appreciated, bro. Shout out to Riviera Group for the $5 super chat. Brother Theo, where can we find more information about signing up / price for your next black male focused cloud security training program openings? Break it down for us, Theo.
So the next cloud training I'm going to have, I'll be accepting new students probably in Philadelphia in June. So that'll be doing what the current students are doing. In order to do security, you'd actually have to first complete the basic course and then I'll go into security. So I'll be doing lots of security with my main group starting in June, but they will have been in my group already for like 6 months. So you need to start with a basic one, get good in cloud first, and then actually start doing security. I won't teach you straight out from the beginning. You can sign up. I think you're good about this IP, so I'll say it. You need to be watching Obsidian because I'm working with him regarding this right now.
Okay, thanks for that, Theo. And there's the AWS course. I think there's a Udemy one that you recommend brothers to go on to learn from. Maybe you can tell him what to use. Go on, Theo.
So I use Stefan Malik's Udemy course in my course. So I use him because he has video, so you can watch that video, and then I actually get a textbook also from Amazon. It's actually in the Facebook group. So you have to actually use those materials and as a precondition actually going to my class. Sometimes I will do checks to see whether or not you've actually done it. You've actually studying Stefan. If you haven't, then I won't give you a Zoom link. This is because some people were kind of being lazy and they were only using me, or they were recording me. I was like, you guys are idiots. That's not what I'm here for. You are supposed to be using this stuff. Udemy course is like between $13 and $15 tops. So if you can't afford that, you only want to use me as your trainer, I'm not going to teach you. So my students are very well aware of that now, and they all followed line and they all got the materials. Yeah, some of them were in La La Land. They're like, I don't need to have a textbook. I'm like, well, I don't need to have you as a student. So yeah, you got to go get that textbook. I'm not playing around. That's something you go buy. So that is in the Facebook group. Again, you'll be hearing more about this later on. One guy basically has a job. He's waiting for his actual document contract. That's kind of normal to wait for a while. He's waiting for the second job as well. I'm working with him to actually make that happen. I'm trying to get 2 other guys in the companies right now, and they haven't even got certifications yet. So I am there working with people in order to help them get jobs while taking the course. It is a very time-intensive endeavor that I'm doing. It will work. This is going to be a very good process for the future.
Thank you, Theo. So Theo's referring to AWS Cloud Practitioner course, right, on Udemy, the Cloud Practitioner course that you get from that guy, and the book as well. The book you need to get is in the Facebook group. So Riviera, join the Facebook group. I must say that to get into the Facebook group now, you must be a part of the Patreon. It's just to filter out trolls. We've had too many trolls coming in that Facebook group, so I had to find a way to get rid of those trolls. So if you want to get in the Facebook group, the Patrons, the Discord server as well, which is a double whammy there, double benefit. You must join the Patreon. All right. So hopefully we'll see you there, Riviera group. Shout out to El Selector for the $5 Canadian super chat. IP, keep that content coming. Thank you, El Selector. Also, does Theo have a channel?
No, I do not have a channel. I am not a content creator. I'm a customer. I'm a consumer myself. So my view is to actually help deliver value and content to other content creators. This is what I do in the manosphere. I have no desire to make my own channel because usually it's very hard to keep your pulse on what's new and happening in the manosphere. And then you get criticized for stupid stuff. And I've got a career. I've got things to do. So me in the manosphere is, although I'm active, some guys really know how active I am. For me, this is more recreation. I do not want to be a content creator. There's stupid stuff happens. I'm like, nah, man. Nah, you other people can have the fun. They can get the check. I don't need it. I got plenty of money. I'm fine.
Thank you, Theo. James Humpert says, you guys didn't get why I asked. So let me go back to it one more time, James. So you asked us that I make over $3,000 a month in dollars. How would I live so you would live a great life, you said. It would be cheap for you, brother. You can live anywhere in Sao Paolo and Brazil. I think he means in terms of lifestyle, bro.
So I will, James, I'm going to say it to you directly. What I think you have is too little savings in the bank account. So I look at that as being a vulnerability, a risk. You should have more money in case you need to go back to the States quickly. So I would not depend on that. That would be the first dangerous thing to have. So you have $33.29 a month. I don't know how reliable that is. You would live well. You would definitely live better than the States. But my point is that you're not guaranteed to get a visa. So if you're not going to have I don't know how your visa situation would work, because you're not working, so you don't get a digital nomad. So you'd have to figure out some way of coming down here for an extended period of time, or else you have to start flying in and out of the country all the time, and that's going to suck. So you're going to have to figure that one out. I can't give you true help on that one. So I did give you probably a long answer, and I was talking directly to you, right? So I would not come as a retiree. I would be a little worried about that because the 65K in the bank is a low amount. If you have a problem and you need to go back to the States real quick, I don't know how that would work with you. You need to have more money to reestablish yourself in the United States if you need to quickly, particularly as someone who is a retiree.
Thank you, Theo. Much appreciated. Hopefully, James, that clarifies the answer for you, James. Thank you. Shout out to Indy67 for the $499 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel, Indy. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant for the $99 super sticker. Thank you very much, Conrad Grant. Much appreciated for your support. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Jay Bones for the $99 super sticker. Thank you, Jay Bones, for your support on this channel, brother. Much appreciated, Jay Bones. Thank you very much. So, Theo, I think we've got a good gist about the Sao Paulo culture. Now, I want to know more about the woman in Sao Paulo. So, brother, the golden question is the Japanese Brazilian woman. Brother, are those women in Sao Paulo, particularly the Japanese Brazilian woman, are they checking heavy for brothers? You know, we need that intel, bro.
Yeah, I had no problems with them. In fact, I would get them staring at me every once in a while, particularly if they were around me and I didn't know that they were Japanese Brazilian. So sometimes I would just think that they were Brazilian. Like I thought they were Morena. And I would kind of, I'd be doing my own thing. I'm going through my sets in the gym or something like that. And then I start looking at her because Japanese women, if they like you, they'll just stare right at you. Like that's it. Like they give you, you don't have to, they're choosing signals and a signal. It's more like a book. It's like a Godzilla coming right at you, but you know it. So more than once, again, this one encounter, this woman kept on was looking at me, and then she just came over and talked with me, and she was just very direct. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I just switched into Japanese. And I said, are you Japanese? And Nihonjin desu ka? And she's like, oh my God, you speak fluent Japanese. And I just went into Japanese, and she could speak some of it, but my Japanese was superior to hers. She says, yes, I'm half Japanese, half Brazilian. And that was a very typical situation. That happened to me quite a few times in different situations here. They are some of the sweetest, most delightful women I've ever met. They are just absolutely wonderful. And if they like you, they'll just walk right up to you. They're fun. They're just totally fun. I had a great time with them.
Did you see them with brothers in Sao Paulo, Japanese Brazilian women, holding hands with brothers, mingling with brothers, being in love with brothers, kissing brothers?
There's not that much PDA here. I mean, there
PDA?
is, but it's not that public displays of affection.
Okay.
So there is some, but not much. I didn't see it that much. Plus, there aren't a lot of black men. So there are a few, but there's just not a lot of them. So I would say I saw by far more black women here than I saw black men, but there are black men out there. So no, I didn't see Japanese women with much guys, period, to be honest. Most of the time I saw them, they were by themselves or they were with other Japanese women or Brazilian women.
Huh.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense for the area. So I think that's part of the reason why they were looking at me, because I was single. It was obvious I'm single. So they definitely look. I had the same thing with most of the other women here. They would always give me a choosing signal. And they would look again and again. The ones that I was looking at the most were probably the Afro Latinas.
Okay.
I had a kind of a thing for them. So wow, they're they're gorgeous. But
Damn.
the Japanese Brazilians were the ones who really took my heart more than
Damn.
once. Yeah. I highly recommend them.
Okay, brother. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Kissin J for the $2 super chat. Thank you, Kissin J, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. And shout out to John Thomas for again letting you brothers know how incredible the Patreon is. If you want exclusive videos, financial career advice, Discord, Facebook groups, join the Patreon, brothers. You know, that's open 24/7. Join the Patreon literally right now to get that exclusive benefits. Thank you, John Thomas. Theo, this is incredible. So okay, so when you speak about Japanese Brazilian woman, you're talking about personality. I also think that looks are important: curves, body, face. How's their faces and bodies like in Brazil, bro? These Japanese Brazilian women. Damn.
They're head turners. You'll definitely look twice, but their personalities are like, again, it really reminds me of Japanese women in the mainland. They're totally beautiful on the inside. They're just stunning. It's very hard to stop talking to them. They're very communicative, very fun. I really enjoy talking with them more. I had a few dates with them, had a good time. I had dates with German women too. The German women were nice. So it's a good place for the women. I would definitely say that. For the Brazilians, I wouldn't say necessarily that there's particularly a different personality based upon race. The Japanese do have a lot of their Japanese culture intact. So the fact that I spoke Japanese fluently got me very far with them, because I understood the situation extremely well. So yeah, I mean, but in terms of body, I mean, if you're looking for a booty, you're not looking for a Japanese Latina. Sorry, a Japanese Brazilian, because most of them are like max a size 4.
Yeah.
That would be a big one. They're micro. I at the gym, 'cause I don't know how many women I met there. Like a size 4, maybe a size 6, but lots of size 4s. It's kind of like, for some women, they're a size 4, but their booty's like a size 8. So some of them were doing the training for the booty. A lot of size 6s doing a lot of squats. I definitely saw that going on here, but it wouldn't be a size 10. Like a size 8 would be exceptional. And CrossFit saw the exact same thing. A lot of the restaurants, it was very rare to see a woman who was like a size 10. Like size 6 would be about the most. A lot of women, particularly, like, this is a financial area that I'm in. It's summer, so they kind of wear kind of revealing clothing. Most of the time it's classy, but their shape. They show their shape off. Sometimes they do wear something a little bit lower. They are stunning. I don't know how many times I just sat and stared. It's like, holy, I can't say the next word. Your channel's clean. But I just sit there. I didn't know what to do. They're just gorgeous. And they're not gorgeous in a sexy way that you see like in the media. They're very classy, but they're like, yeah, I'm like a normal woman, and I'm like a family-oriented woman who is exceptionally sexy. But they're not outward. Like, I would say like a lot of the Western women, they have, like, comparatively speaking, they have a low sense of like a low self-confidence. So they're using their sexiness to get attention. A lot of the women here, they're not using their bodies for attention, but they know people are looking at them, but they don't care. So they dress really well, but they're not trying to flaunt. I did have a thing for Afro-Latina curves here. They were,
yeah,
it was amazing. They just had this really beautiful body structure. Morena's had it too. I mean, but I just saw more of the Afro-Latinas having that kind of structure, that body structure. That was just absolutely stunning. Yeah, hot.
Damn. Hold on, Theo.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gil Gami for the $2 Canadian super chat. He says, learning. Welcome, Gil Gami. I've not seen your name here before. If you're new to the channel, welcome, bro. I appreciate the support. Yep, learn from the brothers here. We're here to help each other out. Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Thomas Demihan. He says, our international passport. Quick question, bro. Afro-Brazilian woman or Japanese Brazilian woman? Oh, I can't choose, bro.
I wouldn't.
Choose.
Like, you would just go by personality, because it's like they're both good choices. That's something I learned here. You really need to go based on personality, because the buffet serves really quality food. So don't limit yourself, because straight out you might find an African Brazilian who is like one of the darkest women you've ever met in your life, and she has a personality of like straight gold. Like, you would marry her in seconds.
Absolutely.
And yeah, they're here. They're in numbers. Like, you will see them on the streets. So they're very, although if you look at the statistics, I think, like, comparatively speaking, like, Brazil has a high level of single mothers. I think it's like over 15%, something like that. I rarely saw single mothers here. So it must be in other areas, like other cities or on the countryside. I don't know where, but I saw only a few single mothers. It was rare to find, but I did see them. But they weren't like what we'd see in the States, where you would want to walk around them, or like, okay, you're a single mother is there. I'm going to walk clear away around you. I don't even want to deal with you. The few that I saw, they were like honeys. They were so nice. They were so kind. It would be like seeing a single mother from the 60s or early 70s. They're just nice, smiling, good behavior. You know, you're kind of sitting back there like, I mean, you doubt she's ever going to get married again. But if you would bring her to the States or to London, like that, the UK, she would definitely be a prize. Like, people would look at her like, you got something yummy there. That just inner beauty is intense. So I did notice that. I rarely met a woman here who didn't have some sort of intense inner beauty. Every woman I met here was very sociable. I didn't see anyone who was argumentative or anything like that. Just don't be a jerk. You know, just normally be pleasant, and they will be more than pleasant with you. The thing is, though, if you're a jerk, they'll be pleasant with you, but they'll be like, why are you being a jerk to me?
Yeah.
Like
she's
there's
not,
no reason.
She's not a Western woman. She's not American. She ain't from the UK. So she's a foreign chick. She's from a good family. So why would you be a jerk to her?
Yeah. It's kind of like, I know, like, it's like kind of like my dogs. Kind of gives them an example. I have some dogs that sometimes I would use physical punishment with them because I did something wrong. So I was like, it's rare, but sometimes use physical punishment. But you guys have seen Chewbacca on the streams. He's a Yorkie poo. I did research with Yorkie poos. You cannot punish them. You cannot use physical violence with them, because they don't know how to react to that. They just don't deal with that. And I noticed it with my dog. He does not deal with it. So there is no physical punishment for him whatsoever, because he doesn't know how to react to it at all. So these women here, for the most part, this is what I saw. I saw women who would not be able to react to any kind of aggression that you would do. So it wouldn't make sense to be aggressive. In terms of life and love, these women are on a totally different sensual level. The way they view sexuality really had me thinking about what I was doing in the West.
Okay, speak on that, Theo. Speak on that more. What do you mean?
They look at it. They really look at it as being a normal daily expression of themselves, and something that they should engage. Not just with anybody. They're not like hoes. They're not like 304s, right? they're not like that at all. But they're like, if I'm with you, you're going to be satisfied, and they mean it. But they don't flaunt it like that. But it's there. I mean, it's there. So I was talking with other women about this, like, am I sensing this correctly? They're like, yep, you're sensing it. You're reading it right. That's how they are. So not every woman has a guy. They're not like thirst trapping. They're not like going on Instagram and doing this crap. Like, to tell you the truth, Brazilian women really made Western women look weak. Because a lot of these women have very strong family structures. And so they're doing well. And so they're not like thirst trapping or going on Instagram and doing some sort of crap, unless they're a professional like model or something like that. But they just don't do it. So I didn't hear anything about like Instagram models or anything like that here. I know they're here, but people really didn't care about that kind of stuff. For the most part, the women always had a very dignified composure about themselves, much like the Japanese women do. And so if they were beautiful, they weren't flaunting it. They didn't really care. They were thinking about other things. Like, being beauty is important to them, but it's not overly important. And then with sexuality, they weren't aggressive. I would say like a lot of Western women are straight out sexually aggressive. The women here I saw, no, they weren't. They were sweet. It was pretty much like, if you were with them, they give you this look, they give you this feeling like, I'm going to make sure you're very happy to be with me, and you're going to regret leaving me if you do. And that was the vibe. So I went on dates with some of these women. The date was hard to end, I got to admit. Like, I regretted, 10 p.m. came on around there. She had to take her train back home or take a bus back home. That's kind of normal. Like, I didn't have to do that because I live in a very good area. So she lived in the middle of nowhere. But she'd make the time to go out with you, without a doubt.
Damn, thank you, Phil. Shout out to Mr. Derek Taylor. Mr. Derek Taylor, where have you been, brother? Where have you been? Shout out to Derek Taylor. The man's ghosting like Casper right now. I don't know where he's been, but welcome back, Derek. Thanks for the $9.99 super chat. Super chat. What's up, brothers? Hope everyone is safe and well. Respect to IP and Theo. I'm headed to Barra de Tijuca. I think that's in Mexico in a couple months, Theo. Finally looking forward to this blazing experience. Peace, brothers. Peace to you, Derek Taylor. Let me know how that goes, and I'm going to reach out to you as well to speak about your trip in the future. Thank you, Derek. Much appreciated, bro. So, Theo, let's talk about what's it called? Femininity and submissiveness. Because obviously, if I'm going to date a woman, if I'm going to marry a woman, she must be feminine and she better be goddamn submissive. I ain't marrying no manly chick. You better, if I tell you wash those dishes, if I tell you cook me food, you best cook me that food. Are Brazilian women feminine and submissive?
You wouldn't have to tell them to cook food. They'd already get it done. They'd just be on it. I went into quite a few people's houses. They took care of everything. They had a whole structure. When it came to getting things done inside the house, the women took care of it. They're extreme. Let's say this. You cannot walk over a Brazilian woman. It won't work. So you can't be aggressive towards them. But they're highly feminine and submissive. But again, they have a very high sense of internal style and beauty, and also of self-worth. And so they know what they're doing. This is, I would say, this for an urban environment is very refreshing. I would not have this in other urban environments. So like New York, London, impossible. The women act like men. If you want to understand what a feminine woman is, okay, just do this little test, because you could do it while you're here. Get a bunch of Brazilians and have them stand next to some African American women, some ABWs. You'll see it like that. because the Brazilians are super feminine, and they will show the masculinity of ABWs in seconds. I'm straight out. So this happened here a few times in the hotel. Some of them were here, and the Brazilian women just made ABWs look like men, but some sort of weird, strange, like out of the world blue men. Some people were talking about feminism. I didn't see any feminist characteristics of women here whatsoever. There might have been something, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. What I saw were a lot of loving couples and women who had children and were with their husbands, and they were doing things together. I saw that in record numbers compared to the US, and that they were happy, and there wasn't any complaining or anything like that. I'll say this. Brazilian women, I think I saw this in another stream, but I'll repeat it again. Brazilian women treat their husbands so well, and they are such good mothers, that you can't help but respect that man more because of how his woman is treating him. And I saw this time and time again, where I was looking at the husband and I was like, wow, you must be a great man. I can just see that by how your woman is treating you. But in the West, are you kidding? You're most of the time you're like, I feel sorry for you, bro. Like, blink twice and we'll try to get you out. Like, we'll try to help you. Like, I really, this is a horrible situation for me. And the guys are just supposed to endure like endless pain and suffering. I did not see that at all here. And I saw tens of thousands of people. I've been in this hotel for a long time. I've seen people come in and out. I just saw like wives who were very much not only submissive, but working as one unit with their husbands. She had a role and he had a role. They mutually respected each other. They did different actions and they had a great time together. And I would sit there, I'd be like, wow, that's actually a situation I actually envy. I wish I had something like that. Whereas in the States, you kind of look at the guy like, man, I'm sorry for you, man. Man, I hope you make it out of there without a lawsuit. I'm serious. It's that bad in the States. So the women here are an absolute gem and are a benefit to not only the society, but entirely to the family and particularly to the man. They prioritize their men. They value them here quite a lot. The people here are in total harmony. I mean, this again would be like on Japan level. And it's not like the Japan, like they have herbivore men in Japan, where a lot of guys who aren't dating at all. The guys here are trying to date. They may not date for various reasons, but they're trying to. I saw, again, lots of guys hitting on women, trying to talk someone up. It was a normal part of the culture.
But Theo, right, it's also important to maintain your masculine frame when dealing. Although you said that, yeah, when you come home,
yeah,
it's already been cooked for you. The food's been done. The house is clean. Yeah. But how important is it to maintain your masculine alpha male frame? Because obviously you don't want to be a beta male being walked all over by a woman. You got to put some rules and some boundaries in place. Don't you agree, Theo? Or is that needed?
No, because if you don't exist, the woman would still operate based upon those boundaries. So she doesn't need you to know her role and be feminine. She'll do it naturally. It's kind of like we have in the West. You have women talking crazy, like, if the man acts like this, then I'll be feminine. Brazilian women are like, I'm a woman, I act feminine all the time. It's how they are. You don't have to be like alpha male with them, because they kind of know the deal here, kind of like Ukraine in this way. They know the man can date someone else. So they have to compete against other women. So they're fully aware of that. So they don't want to have to deal with that. They want a nice situation. Oh, just so you know, I did some research. I had so many ABWs going after me for Brazil talking crap. And there's divorce rate is increasing, blah, blah, blah. And I did the research on it just to destroy them. Brazil has one of the lowest divorce rates in the world. It's extremely low. Go look at the numbers. It's ridiculously low. Plus, deleting babies here is illegal. So it does not happen. Now, of course, there might be illegal operations here for that. However, for the most part, if you meet a woman here, there's a 99% chance she has not deleted a baby. Whereas in the West, in the United States, there's a 25% chance she's already deleted a baby at least once the first time you meet her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I'm like the women here, they're not even thinking, like, there's no welfare here. I mean, maybe there is, but I mean, I talk with people, they're not even thinking about a government handout. They're just not. So think of it. You're talking to a woman who basically has no welfare, high family structure. She works, but she doesn't make that much money, and she can't delete a human being. Like, what more do you want? This is like, okay, marry me. Like, where's the ring? Let's go to the store. They're just wonderful. The way they touch you too, they're very sensual. They like you a lot. I got good neck massages from them. Every once in a while, she just sit there and kind of take care of me. You know, they like to be close to you. Apparently, if they get to like you, they want to be close. They want to touch you. They want you to bring them someplace. If you give them flowers, they're absolutely overjoyed because they probably have never had flowers before. And they don't consider it to be simping. They're kind of like, wow, you're a great guy. I hope you go on another date with me. That's how they think. They're waiting for that telephone call or that text message from you. They're really wonderful. This is the way women are supposed to be, not like what we got in the West, which is like some sort of strange mutant variant, some cyborg plus Hulk, some abomination that needs to be dealt with. Like, come on, Thanos, come back, snap, get rid of them for us. The women here are a total asset to family, men, society, culture. These women are great.
Damn. Theo, hold on. Shout out to Wayman Brown for the $2 super chat. How do you compare the vibe of Rio versus Sao Paulo? I'm not sure Theo's been to Rio before. So,
I've been to Rio.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, Rio is much more of a party place. Sao Paulo is much more serious compared to Rio. But if you're in the West, you would say Sao Paulo is relaxed. It's entirely true. This is much more relaxed than even like Austin. It's laid back. There's no high, there's no get things done, boom, boom, boom. Not like on the tube in London or the train to the middle of nowhere. No, there's no rush like that. Everybody's chill.
Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Dimitri Clark for the $5 super chat. If a relationship comes to fruition, would you advise bringing them back to the US or live in Brazil?
You could bring them back to the US. I had quite a number of conversations with this, in particular with the Germans. So the Germans who are bringing their Brazilian wives back to Germany, they said there were no problems at all. The Brazilian wives were Brazilians in Germany. They didn't get there and become socialists and feminists or anything like that. They wanted to make sure that they were women, the same. They didn't need they didn't root for German football teams either. They rooted for Brazil. Just so you know, they're not going to switch teams. So that's how they are. You might have to research to get some sort of horrible story of a woman, like a Brazilian woman, becoming a feminist and doing stuff in the West. But the issue here, very much like I said in other streams about Ukrainian and Russian women, is that if she was a feminist, if she's a feminist in the West, she was probably a feminist back home.
Okay.
So that's why she went to the West to continue being a feminist. Whereas if you're a traditionalist, like I'm traditional, you're probably going to travel to get traditional women. And those traditional women, they're going to go back to your home. They're going to be traditional. Now, I will say this for you because you're in the UK. she would look at you kind of funny if she has to work. She'll go to work, but she'll look at you funny, like why can't you do it all? But it's not like she just wants to be at home and eat sandwiches all day long. She's very active in the house, and she wants a culture and community with a culture. She wants people. She wants talking. These these women are not introverts. Most of them are extroverts. So they need a place where they can talk to people, express themselves, but they don't want, like, if they like you, they want you to run a train on her. They don't want the neighborhood. They just want you. They want you a lot. Just one guy. That's it.
Theo, I'm scared about, all this. She doesn't have to work. She'd be at home, because guess what, brother? You don't know what she's doing while you're at work. What if she's sleeping with some other guy in your bed, in your house that you paid for? I'm scared about that, bro.
It's highly unlikely. No, that would be. So we had jokes about this, like, so a Western woman, why would she do badly in Brazil? Because she's a Western woman, right? So she's like 304 going around riding the CC. Well, she wouldn't be that successful riding the CC here, because most of the guys make much less money than she does. So she doesn't have really, like, that's not going to turn her on. So what's she going to do, right? Like, she doesn't really have that many opportunities. I mean, maybe, like, because every single guy she's going to date is probably going to be shorter than her and way poorer than her. Whereas the Brazilian woman, she knows that she's getting a steal with you. So for the most part, she doesn't want to screw this up. She doesn't want to tell her parents that she's running a CC in your country. That would be, like, really bad for her. So no, man. So what you're at that kind of, if you're thinking that way, you're thinking about a Western woman. These women don't want to be Western. They don't want to do child deletion. They're not into stuff like that. The people who have affairs here are Brazilian men, not the women.
Okay, thank you, Theo. So, Theo, while you're in Brazil, how are you personally meeting women? Is it through online dating? Is it through cold approaching? And if so, can you break down the online dating scene and the cold approaching scene, Theo? How are you doing it, brother?
People do use online. That's a total joke as far as I'm concerned. Don't even consider it. I talk to women wherever I wanted to go. I'd always talk to them in person. Either I talk to them or they'd come up and talk to me. There was usually not a problem with communication. Very much like Japan. They expect you to come up to them and they'll give you a look, but the look it's very expressive. Like, you can't just, when she gives it to you, you can't help but talk to her. It happened to me every time. Yeah, they were fun to talk to.
So they give pretty strong choosing signals. It's some sort of look where they stare at you for a long time, look away, look at you again, look away, something like that, Theo. And then that's when you're going for the kill, like a lion.
Most of them just keep on looking at you.
Okay.
They don't look away. They're just like, boom. They're engaged with you. They, like, most of the Brazilian women were like that. If they liked you, they just look you straight in the eye. Very similar to Japanese women in that way. They just don't have, like, Japanese women really have that, like, intense inner beauty. Brazilian women have inner beauty. It's like, compared to an ABW or an American woman. Oh, it's intense. But it's a little bit more mild here, I would say, compared to Japanese women. I would say it's more intense than Slavic, without a doubt. I knew so there's some Russian and Ukrainian women that I know here, and I was like, oh, you're having a hard time, aren't you? The other thing you have to notice, I noticed this really here. I didn't really think about it before, but I did notice it here. Brazilian women age very gracefully. So it's kind of like the black don't crack. That applies to most Brazilian women. They just don't get wrinkles. I mean, it takes a long time. So you notice this with white women, so European women. You're like, wait a minute, I can see some lines on your face. I see some wrinkles. Whereas Brazilian women are like, nah, man, I'm like 55 years old. There's barely any wrinkles on me. Or I'm 45 and there's barely any wrinkles on me. I had 3 kids. And she's not joking. They just don't have it. I think a lot of that has to do with their diet, which is very good, but also they have a no stress culture. So everybody's really chill. So it goes a long way.
Thank you, Theo. Shout out to JM for the $10 super chat. What are the marriage rates between Brazilian women and American men? I rarely hear about American men, Brazilian women marriages. I don't think you would know that. But
It's not, there aren't that many American men coming down here. So that's why there aren't as many marriages, whereas the Germans are here. So that I saw quite a number of Germans coming, they're like passport bros, but they're Germans. So yeah, they come down here. If they're successful, I don't know why you wouldn't be. The only like I told my class, the only difference between an Indian getting a job and you not getting a job is an Indian shows up and you don't. So the only reason why you're not getting a Brazilian wife is because you're not here showing up. You come down here, you show up, you start going on some dates. Maybe they like you, maybe they don't, maybe they recommend you to their girlfriend or somebody else. But if you're here for enough time, they're definitely going to get married to you, or they're going to try to figure out a way to do it, or you're going to sit back and say, yeah, you need to get married. They're that good. After a while, if it was like 2 or 3 weeks here, I was like, yeah, me being single is a stupid thing. Yeah, these women are good. You want them around. You want them in your house.
So, Phil, does that mean that you are officially team Latina over team Asian women now after experiencing what you're seeing in Sao Paulo, Brazil?
It's kind of like certain demographics on the team right now. Yeah, it's certain things. To be of all things that are surprising, the Ukrainian in my life, she and I really clicked while I'm here. I don't know what happened, but the relationship got a lot stronger. So maybe it's I showed her like, yeah, really, I can go to Brazil and date women down there, and she started figuring that out. I wasn't playing around, but I actually had the best time with her online than I had it with anybody else. But I would just say it was all good. Let's just say this: it's like if there were a Ukrainian, an Afro-Latina, or a Japanese Brazilian, or a Japanese woman all in the same room, it would be hard to choose which one to talk to first. I'd probably just sit back and say, I'm here, come get me. And I would see who talked to me first. Probably the Japanese woman would talk to me first. I know how Japanese act. So they just go straight up to me. Ukrainian would be a little bit more reserved, go up a little bit later. Afro-Latina, she's probably going to stare at first and then talk, but be a little more reserved. Japanese, Brazilian's going to look at you, do her own thing for a while, and then come up to you and just talk to you.
Thank you, Theo. Hold on, Theo. Shout out to Jalen Johnson. He says, y'all got to include Japanese Jamaican. Whoa, and Japanese Dominican mixes. Okay. And your next streams, Chief, I'm dealt with and currently dealing with one right now. It's just harmony, man. Jalen Johnson, can you reach out to me on IG as soon as possible? This is a matter of national security. This is a matter of... We need that intel, bro. Please, it's a matter of national security. So Jalen Johnson, I've just posted my IG in the live stream chat. Please reach out to me ASAP. I need to know more about this Japanese Dominican mix. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. God damn it. Please reach out to me ASAP, Joe. Okay, Jalen? Thank you, bro. So Theo, feminism. You know, I don't like feminism. You don't like it as well. Is that a problem in Sao Paulo, Brazil, amongst the women?
No, I don't see it at all. I was reading the chat. People were talking about feminism. Like, what are you guys talking about? I don't see it here. These women follow normal roles in terms of being a woman, being a man. I mean, you might read about it or something like that, but then you have to look at the context of how many people are actually into it. I'll give you an example. Like one ABW posted that divorce has increased by 48%. She's trying to say that Brazil was bad. And I did the research and showed her the information. I said that meant that divorce here is like 2% total for the entire country. I think it's 2.6% for the entire country. So I said, compare 2.6% compared to over 40% in the States. That's nothing. This is a good plus. No baby deletion. Oh, this is a steal. Let's go. So the women here are not feminist. They know they need men. They actively want a man, and they work, but they don't say like, oh, I'm. It's like this, like the Western woman says, I could buy the bacon, cook it. I don't need a man. The Brazilian would be like, yeah, I bought bacon. Hey man, let's eat some bacon together. Oh, I got some beer. And do you want to watch football? Okay, we can watch football together. Let's talk. That's how she is. She's wonderful. So I don't see any feminism here at all. The women may work, yeah, but they're not going around and they're not like, what we have in the West, which is like an utter catastrophe. No, man, they're like, hey, let's do stuff together. Let's have fun.
Thank you, Theo. Shout out to Dimitri Clark for the $2 super chat. Theo, is your social circle mostly abroad?
I'd say my close social circle is 50-50. 50% abroad, 50% domestic US.
Thank you, Theo. Theo, next question for you from me is, I want to know more about body counts. That's very important to me. If I was to marry a woman tomorrow, she must be a virgin. But I obviously I want virgins and I want very, very low body count women. Can I find that in Sao Paolo, Brazil? Virgins and no body count women, bro.
I don't think you'll find virgins, but you have to go to the countryside to get that. But low body count, yeah. These women are not. I mean, I'm sure there are a few CC riders. I would think it would be more like Rio. But with their demeanor, I don't see a lot of these women being CC riders. Whereas in the West, you have to instantly assume she is one, particularly if she's in a liberal city. Here, no. They tend to stay with one person and stay with him for a long time. If she becomes a single mother, she rarely gets any action. I know this because I've asked quite a few people about it, and they just don't have the numbers, the body counts that we do. Of course, in every culture, you could say there's like that under 5% who do it. Okay, but the ones you're going to meet, nah, man. It'll be hard to meet a woman like that who has a high body count.
Okay, thank you, bro. You just said that they don't deal with single mothers there in Brazil. That is very looked down upon, which is fantastic.
Yeah, there's so many women here. I mean, so the guys have such an abundance of choice that they don't have any like rush to get married. And the women are so good that they're usually competing each other. But they're not just competing for like the top 10%. They want the normal guy. I see them dating the normal guy all the time. No, it's not bad. There's a class of guy who are, I would say, I want to be respectful, but let's just say they're not doing that well. Even for Brazilian standards, they're not doing that well. And they're doing very hard and dirty jobs. But I have seen these guys in the park with their women, with their wives usually, and they're getting fully respected. Even though it's obvious what kind of job they do, and it's the kind of job you would never do in the West.
Okay, thank you, Theo. Next question for you, brother, is so you said that they're conservative. You mentioned that already. religion-wise, does religion play an important part in Sao Paulo, Brazilian women's lives? I know it's a very religious country, Brazil, but in Sao Paulo, are they actually religious, or did you say they are, or are they like not religious? What's the thing there, bro?
You see the Catholic Church, like today I saw Catholic churches open for Saturday services. I mean, that's there. Yeah, I mean, that's there. But you don't see an oversupply of like churches. There are some, but you just don't see a lot of them. And you don't see people really talking about God. I mean, they do, but they really don't. They're talking about other things. So I wouldn't say necessarily that it's religious. Like let's use London as an example, London or New York. There are definitely religious there who are deeply, deeply religious. I wouldn't say so much here in Sao Paulo that's true. I mean, there's some people who go to church, but their religious reflections aren't that deep. Their religious afflictions aren't that deep. It's there, but it's not like in your face kind of situation.
Okay, thank you, brother. Next question from me is rich woman. You said there's rich women there in Sao Paulo. How?
I wouldn't necessarily rich women.
Yeah,
are
they checking for brothers, or are they not? Are they people that?
A rich woman here would be a woman making $2,000 a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you really don't get above that. Let me give you certain rates. I talked about this with more than one person. So I have 2 iPhones. No big deal. One of my iPhones is iPhone 10. I also have an iPhone 12. I didn't bring it here. I forgot to bring it here, so it's back in Austin. But I have an iPhone 10. I don't think it's any big deal. So I had a few people like, well, eating lunch or something like that. We talk about the phones, and we talk. One of the questions they asked was, "How much does it cost?" And we were able to buy it straight out. I bought my phone straight out, and they were talking about that. And they said at least 99% of Brazilians cannot buy their phone straight out. They have to use payments, or else they won't be able to buy their phone. So put that in perspective. If they need payments to pay for an iPhone, they're not really rich. They're just kind of like a normal person. And usually the iPhone that they buy is used. So they get like a used iPhone from the States or from Europe. That's how they roll. So like $2,000 a month here for a woman is considered to be a good job, like an amazing job. And if she's combined with your income, she would think she's like hit the lottery.
Okay, thank you, Theo. Clubs and bars, brother. Have you been out to clubbing, to bars, to like beach parties? Is that a good avenue to meet women there in Sao Paulo, Brazil? And is it also like a vibrant scene? Is it enjoyable as well?
Very enjoyable. I was just at one before I came here. So sit back, drink your beer, your tequilas, whatever drink you want to do. You can go bar hopping here very effectively, but you could also do like restaurant hopping. So they might have like a line of restaurants and then also a line of outdoor caterers that have like an outdoor kiosk with beer or something like that, like some sort of drink. And you can go from place to place and just keep on wandering around and ordering and having fun. I mean, it is really spectacular. Plus, the lighting here is pretty good, at least in this area. I'm looking out here. In some of the other areas, the lighting isn't so good, but in my area, it's phenomenal. This is like lighting at night, so you could do that more effectively, particularly in the center of the city. If you're a little bit more on the outskirts, it's still pretty peaceful. Just make sure you're not in a slum. In fact, there's really no reason for you to be a slum anyway. I know Americans who go to slums, but they're more like talking about, like the poor Brazilians or something like that. And they don't, Brazilians here, even if they know they don't have money, they're not poor. They've got a different spirit about it. They feel strong and I wouldn't say strong. They feel like normal, functional. Like, okay, I'm poor. So what? I got things to do. That's how they think.
Thank you, Theo. Next question for you, bro, is STD, STI rates. Have you inquired about that? Have you looked at stats? Is that a problem there in Sao Paulo, Brazil? Do you fear about that, bro?
No, no. I don't know how many newspaper articles I read or looked at. I know STI, STD. I mean, that's pretty easy to tell. No, man. I mean, it might be there. I didn't really see it. No, you don't have to worry about that here.
Okay, thank you, Theo. Do you think women in Sao Paulo are materialistic? Do they want the Gucci bag, the Armani bag, the Prada bag like a Western woman, in your opinion?
There are some women who have that, but those women who have that, they've got a man next to them.
Okay.
So, yeah, she worked for that. like she's a wife, and she made him very happy. That's why she has Prada. So if you see a woman who has like Prada or like Yves Saint Laurent or something like that, she's probably married. It's unlikely she's single.
Okay.
It
Thank
could
you, Theo.
happen, but
Yeah.
it's unlikely.
Thank you, Theo. How should men dress out there in Sao Paulo, Brazil? Do we come through wearing the dipset, wearing chain, G-Unit sneakers, oversized T-shirt, black bandana, snapback throwbacks? You know, or
No.
how do we?
No.
Go teeth, go chain, go watch.
In fact, when I made the video today, I made a few videos. I actually put the camera sometimes on men because I thought you could ask that question. So I was like, okay, let's get a good representation. You just need to be like casual. You wouldn't be wearing Jordans or anything like that. Nothing oversized. You just be like wearing a normal fitting like jeans and a nice pair of loafers, nice pair of Coravans, something like that. If you do that, you'll be like really dressed well. Wear, khakis. What is the other one? Polo. That's fine. You don't have to do anything more than that. I wouldn't do it. It's hot here sometimes. Like right now it's summer, so I mean, you want to wear something that breathes. So a lot of people just wear shorts even into the office.
Okay, thank you, Theo. What's the ratio of women to men in Sao Paulo? Is it more men than women, more women than men, or is it 50-50?
I saw a lot of women, but maybe I'm just biased. I don't know. I wouldn't even care about it because you as a Western man can get a woman so easily here. So I would just say like, how many women can you date? It's going to be over 10. How soon do you want to date them? That's it.
Thank you, Theo. I've got 4 more questions for you. Next one is Transformers. I know that's all that LG whatever is very popular in Brazil, and the Transformer stuff as well. Is that a problem? Obviously, it's a problem for us straight brothers, but the Transformers, they're pretty easy to identify if they're Transformers. Do they have some sort of ID as well, like in Thailand? Or we need to know, bro, because it's very important.
Yeah, there are Transformers here. You're just to make sure you know what you're dealing with. Just kind of sit and talk for a little bit, and then you'll find out. Oh yeah, that's a Transformer. So just don't be offensive about it. Move on. That's all I can say. But they're here.
Do they have some sort of ID that tells them they're Transformers?
No, you don't have to go that far. Yeah, you just say, okay, I understand you're a Transformer. Treat them however they want to be treated, and then back off.
Okay, thanks for that advice, Theo. Next question for you, Theo, is N-word use. Is N-word use at all?
No.
Okay.
I did not hear that at all here. The only kind of negativity that I had with black people here were ABWs who were in the hotel.
Oh my goodness.
I'm serious. I didn't have any problem else. Like there was a few who were here and they saw me. I was like, for the most part, I was like the only black resident here in the hotel for a while. So there's some others who came over, but there are a few workers here who are black who are like this. They're doing food service, stuff like that. But everybody's they're together. It's no big deal. But the only ones who actually gave me any kind of lip or tried to be negative with me were ABWs. Mainly, they were stewardesses coming off the airplane. This is where the airplane company actually kept their crew between flights. And okay, so then she would give me lip or something like that, and I was like, I'm going to be here for like 2 or 5 months, something like that. How long are you going to be here? Oh, I'm going to be here for 3 days, so screw you. I don't give a crap. Though, again, they were the only negative ones. Everybody else here in Brazil. I actually asked this today as a joke. I said, what does it take to get you angry? Because I've been here 2 months, and I've never seen an angry Brazilian. So what does it really take? And he just laughed and said, we don't get angry.
Okay, thank you, brother. Is prostitution a problem there in Sao Paulo, Brazil?
No. Okay. No. This is something I hear this. This is starting to tick me off. So when I was in Atlanta, there were working girls there. We saw them straight out. And then I came here to Sao Paulo. I haven't seen one. I mean, there might be, but I haven't seen them. It's pretty easy to identify them in the States. If they're here, they're hard to find. They're definitely not in the hotel. That's for sure. That they wouldn't be allowed to be here at all. I started hearing like passport bros doing tricking while I was here. Those people just ticked me off. There's nobody doing tricking here. I don't even know why you would do that. Come here and look for a trick. That makes no sense. So if you do, I mean, of course, there's working girls everywhere, right? I haven't seen one here. I do know that they're advertised in certain places. I didn't care about those places. I don't need to deal with that. And what more can I say? The normal Brazilian women are available to you, so why not just talk to one of them?
Thank you, Theo. What dangers should we be aware of in Sao Paulo, Brazil, in terms of safety, in terms of health, in terms of your well-being? What should we be aware of? Any bad things, bro?
Sometimes an ABW comes here, she gets jealous, she starts flying in the air with lightning and starts trying to kill everybody. Ha! No. That's about it.
Oh man.
No, there's no problems. I would say there's no reason to be worried here. Particularly if you're in a central location, there's just no reason. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and there are the edges, then that becomes a little bit more difficult because it's a little bit, let's say it's a bit less developed. So you got different, let's say you have interesting salary ranges out in the middle of nowhere. You have people who think $300 a month is a lot of money. So, yeah, it's not violent here at all.
Thank you, Theo. And should brothers travel alone or in a group to Sao Paulo, Brazil?
You could travel in a group here. Yeah. Yeah, the Germans here are almost always in groups. So you can do it. I don't see a problem with it. Or you could travel alone. You could do either one. Yeah,
Okay,
I've seen them both. I've seen both.
Okay, thank you, Theo. And last question is safety. You said you feel safe there. Did you feel any jealousy from the locals when they saw you with a Brazilian woman? Because obviously you're a high-value man, Theo. Okay.
No. They know you're rich. So as long as you're not a jerk about it, they don't care. They talk to you as an individual. They really want to know people. They don't care about money. Like, don't go around talking about your money here. Just say, like, this is the kind of life you like to have. This is your hobby. They're interested in that, not the money.
Thank you. Theo, this has been a great interview so far. I'm going to open up the phone lines, Theo, for people to ask you questions, if that's okay, Theo.
Yep. Yeah, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Before I do so, I want to say a huge thank you to Theo for his time and effort for dropping this incredible classic for you brothers. You know, brothers, we out here trying to get you brothers out there. So please support the channel, hit the Cash App, hit the super chats, and join the Patreon. I strongly suggest that you brothers should join the Facebook group, and here it is. Join the Facebook group, but bear in mind you must be part of the Patreon to now join the Facebook group. But if you request there and join the Patreon, I will accept you. You will find Theo there, you will find Thomas there, you will find me there, and other high value males in that Facebook group to help you navigate this crazy world called life. Okay. I'm also on Twitter, brothers. So please follow me on Twitter. You can send me a DM on Twitter as well. I need your likes and retweets to help push out the international passport to other brothers who need this intel. So here's a link to my Twitter, brothers. Here it is. So follow me on Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter. I'm also on Instagram as well, brothers. So please follow me on Instagram if you want to know about my life, updates about the channel, about my personal life, about stories, about updates on the channel. Also, my pictures of me traveling, blah blah blah. Follow me on Instagram, brothers. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'll get back to you as well. I'm on the Cash App 24/7. So please send through donations via the Cash App. I would greatly appreciate it, brothers. Please support the channel via the Cash App. Thank you, brothers. And last but not least, brothers, I am on the Patreon. There are 3 tiers on the Patreon. Choose your tier. I strongly suggest that you brothers should go for the diamond tier. It's cheap. We help you with finances, career advice, you get access to unlisted videos, explicit X-rated intel regarding channels, regarding countries and the woman and how to get down in the bedroom, right, for brothers. So join the Patreon, very beneficial. Thomas will tell you later on how great the Patreon is. It's incredible. You have one-to-one calls with me anytime you want to if you're on the diamond tier. So join the Patreon, brothers. Press a 1 in the chat if you will be joining the Patreon. Okay, press a 1 in the chat right now if you will join the Patreon. Let me know. Press a 1 in the chat if you will join the Patreon. I repeat, Mayday, Mayday. Press a 1 in the chat if you will join the Patreon. Mayday, Mayday. Shout out to Theo, who will be joining the Patreon. Shout out to Theo, who will be joining the Patreon very soon. Appreciate you, Theo. Brothers, join the Patreon. If you want to know how things really get down in the bedroom with certain women, if you want one-to-one advice with me, consultation calls, travel consultations, reach out to me. I was speaking to a brother the other day regarding traveling to Morocco. I've been to Morocco myself, so I gave him all the intel he needed about Morocco women, where to book his hotel, where to go to Morocco, the safe places, the bad places. So join the Patreon, brothers. Okay, press and 1 in the chat if you join the Patreon. So let me open up the phone lines. Please be respectful to Theo. Any disrespect will result in disciplinary measures that may be banning permanently. That might be timing for 5 minutes. Depends on how bad it is. Theo is a very great guy. He's helped out the channel. He's helped out brothers in the passport space and the manosphere space. So please respect Theo. Okay, let's do this.
Just to show you I'm here. You guys know. There you guys know. You guys go.
Damn.
I'm right here. Yeah.
Damn.
I have a great view. Yeah, it's right here.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And brothers, get the likes up, brothers. If you're a new person to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell to always and all notifications so you never miss a live stream, upload, or post from me. Make sure you hit that notification bell. A lot of people are telling me, hey, IP, I don't get a notification when you go live. It's because you've not pressed that bell and all notifications. So do that right now, brothers. Do it right now. Okay, let's do this. Call in. All right, call in, brothers. Make sure you join the Patreon. Press a 1 in the chat if you would join the Patreon. Shout out to Theo. Shout out to Walter Williams. Shout out to Black Spawn, who are 3 new Patreon members. Welcome, brothers. Make sure you join the Diamond tier. Diamond tier is awesome. Press a 1 in the chat right now if you will join the Patreon. I strongly suggest that you do. Okay? Join the Patreon. Join the Patreon. Oh. Join the
I did
bro.
today? I was
What?
making videos, and then I started singing on one of them. I was like, I know IP is going to like this. So I started singing just to troll you. I was like, if he actually publishes this of me singing, this is going to be great. I have a lot of Passport Bros singing on their videos. This will be great. People will talk to this in the manosphere. Like, you goofy guys doing this. But yeah, it's a fun place, man. You can sing like that if you want to. I saw people singing sometimes on the streets. So I was like, okay, I could do this.
Brothers, if you have any questions for Theo and you can't call in, you must cash up or super chat your questions so Theo can answer it. So you have a call in or cash up and super chat your questions. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky.
I'm kind of wondering where are people? They should be here. Where are the people?
Drifting on by. Breeze drifting on by.
Oh God!
It's a new life for me. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. I'm feeling good. All right. I see you, Thomas. Thank you, brother. You're verified. Mike Lawrence. Can you turn your camera on in the background? Thank you, Mike. You're verified. Thank you, Mike. Let me bring in Thomas Demihan, the legend, Mr. Thomas. How you doing, Thomas?
What's up, fam? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. How are you?
All good, man. All good, man. How are you?
I'm good, Thomas. I was waiting for you to call in because I know you're going to ask some great questions for Theo, and it's going to be a legendary discussion. So I'm good, bro. And fire away, Thomas.
Bro, Theo, how are you?
I'm good. Having a good night, actually.
No, that's great to hear. So, I need to go to Brazil. Yeah. Are you still on Team Latino, bro?
Yeah, I'm very much on Team Latina, much more strongly than I was before. So, yeah, I would actually look at marrying a Latina now as being a great asset. So, particularly if I want to buy a condo here, oh yeah, I definitely want to have a Brazilian wife. So, but it might be that there'll be a Ukrainian wife. I'll have a condo in Brazil. So there's been conversations about that.
Okay, so one question I have for you is this: if you have to rank the foreign women that you've dated so far, so we're talking about Brazilian, Japanese, Czech, Russian, how would you rank it right now?
It would be a hard decision between Brazilian and Japanese. It'd be actually very hard.
Because you once told me that Japanese women, they improve the essence of men.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's why for me, Japanese women are number one, because I need a woman like that.
But so do Brazilians.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, what more do you want? You have to just be honest with yourself. I mean, if you want booty, you're probably going to go for a Brazilian. If you want, I always think of Japanese women as being like a fantasy adventure because they have a different inner world. So I see this with the same thing with Japanese Brazilian women. They've got a different inner world. So if you want to be a part of that, yeah, you're going to go with Japanese. I would say, if you were in a room with both groups, you would just see where it goes. That's it. there was no. I thought about this for a while. My first month, like, could I do a proper ranking? And I was like, no, wait, man, nah. And as time goes on, it's just more like you meet. So there's like a certain caliber of like good woman, and as long as she reaches that point, then it's pretty good from there. So, I would just say, like, it is rare, if ever, of an ABW actually gets to that point. I'm saying that specifically just because there's one listening. She says, "Oh, it's a certain level, and above that, I can qualify." No, you don't qualify. You're never going to hit that level. You don't even see it. But there's women here who definitely excel past that level. And I'm not just saying like a few. I mean, I don't know how many I've met who are like that. I noticed it within the first 6 hours of being here. I started like talking to various women, and the way they were talking, I was like, wow, this woman is marriable. This woman is also marriable. This also woman is marriable. And I just kept on meeting wave after wave of marriable women. And it just grew more intense as time went on. So I don't think of it so much like with Brazilian women. I would say like go for if you're engaged in a group of them, try to find someone who mixes with you and just marry her. There'll be no reason to say which one's the best. It would be like, this one's really good. Okay, let's make the kids. Let's go for it. You know, you're not going to get that situation that's in the West. It's more like, which woman should you avoid the most? Okay, well, you know, you've got like the crank woman, you got the Turkish women who drive you crazy, you got the Polish women sometimes can go crazy if they're in like the UK. Got the ABW who should avoid at all costs, right? But some of them, not many of them, well, they're not all bad, but yeah, 99.9. But you got like groups of women who are just like looking at reasons to not be with them. Not talking like marry, not be with them at all. Whereas here in Brazil, for the most part, you're thinking about like how many women you can be with. Not smash, but they're so good, they're so fun, you just want to be with them.
What about, you said that with Japanese, with Brazilian women. What about with Japanese women? Like,
same thing. That's the same thing. It's one of the comments I said inside the group, in the Facebook group as well. You got the guys talking about Blasians and
that was me, brother. That was me.
No. There's other guys do that. But hold on a second. Okay, like this.
Hold on, Theo.
Hold on,
yeah. Theo. Shout out to Mr. Freeview Fix It for the £10 cash app. Appreciate it, bro. He says, please don't sing. Damn. Too late, brother. I sang that sweet song, New Day. Appreciate you, bro. Carry on, Theo.
Okay, so same thing in Japan where, like, say you have a thing for a Blasian or for a Japanese Brazilian, you're going to meet like 10 to 20,000 Japanese women first before you get to one of those. So those women, there's going to be quite a number of them who are going to overwhelm you with their beauty and femininity. You won't have time to get to the specialized group that you want. It's just not going to happen.
But brother,
it's the same thing. It's the same thing here in Brazil. Like why you would hold out for a unique group, it makes no sense because you're going to meet hundreds of women right in front of you who are like perfect for marriage right now. So you'd be like, why wait?
I understand that, brother, man. I keep telling myself this every day. Like, yes, there are native Japanese women, native Brazilian women who are marriage material. But, you just yearn for that foreign black woman that you don't have in the UK. You get what I mean, IP? Like, you have these... Yes. You see, you have Japanese black women and you have Afro... Afro-Brazilian... Like they're the type of black women who are firm, but they're the type of black women that you want.
So here, if you really want a black woman, then in Brazil you would have, I would say, like the African Brazilian, the Afro Latina. Those two are clearly the groups to go for. And I would say no specific preference for one or the other. No specific recommendation for one or the other. They're both equally pleasant and wonderful. So it's just like, what do you want? Yeah, I would just call it a day and say that, because the possibility of you meeting, like, for example, Japanese Brazilian Blasian here in Brazil is low. I mean, they're there, but they're extremely low.
What about in Japan? He says that Okinawa.
They're low there too. No, man.
No, what about the army bases, bro?
No, man. You won't have time. Like, no, just go for the normal, run-of-the-mill Japanese woman who's gonna make you extremely happy. Yeah, that's the way to go. Why you would go specifically for a Blasian there, I've got no idea. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You've got these waves of gorgeous women around. They're going to go for you first.
What do you say, Theo? Obviously, we want the black side to come from the woman as well. Obviously, we want the black culture coming from her as well. So her having her other side being half black, half Japanese, she's got a black side to her, black culture.
That's what I'm saying,
African, Caribbean, Black American.
You would have a better possibility of dating like Black Martian than going out with a Blasian in Japan. It's just not gonna. It's just really rare. Why you would hold out for that, I have no idea. It just doesn't make sense. I would say, like, again, if you really want to have like that foreign black woman and you're not going to Africa, then just go to Brazil and date black women here. They're here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas. Theo, before I bring in Michael Lawrence, hold that thought, Tom. I'll come back to you afterwards. The mixed race Brazilian woman, the brown peanut butter skin, curly haired woman. I love those women, but I love that brown skin. Is that there in Sao Paulo too? And are they checking heavy for brothers, those mixed race?
No. Okay, so the brown that you're talking about, that's a morena.
Yes.
So yeah, they're everywhere here. There's zillions of them. But the next one would be that.
Do they like brothers? Yes.
Yeah, you just go up to them and talk. They don't have a care. Again, if you're above 5'7" and you're making more than $2,000 a month, you're fine.
Awesome. One thing, Theo. So I just saw a comment. Do Afro-Brazilians prefer white men over brothers?
No, they prefer you. They just go up there and take your shot.
Okay.
The only reason why you'd have that kind of comment like white guys is probably because you saw Brazilians with a white guy, and that's because the white guy took a shot.
Oh, okay.
The amount of like you didn't show up. Let's say this: every African American man I saw here was with a woman. Oh, every one of them. So get down here and go take a shot.
Yeah, and before I bring in Michael Lawrence, he's right, Thomas, because there's a common theme amongst Asian women that I speak with, and Theo maybe can verify it as well. They're surprised when a brother is checking for them. They'll ask questions like, "Are you sure you like me? You know, I'm an Asian woman. I didn't know black guys liked Asian women. Are you sure?" And I feel like it's because a lot of black brothers don't approach them or don't show any sort of or don't give them any play. Is that true, Theo? Because that's what I'm seeing over here in the UK.
But bro, for me, man, Asian women, I think they're number one on my list. You can't go wrong with an Asian woman, especially. I always say, Japanese. Thank you, Theo. Yeah, Japanese women are the best of the best. because brother, Theo, I recently watched Karate Kid Part 2. Yeah. Do you remember Kumiko, Daniel's Japanese girlfriend? You saw how angelic she was, and I'm still kind of annoyed how he didn't marry her in Cobra Kai. that it kind of pees me off. Like, you married this basic Becky over Kumiko. Like, are you kidding me? Really?
Hold on, Theo. Let me hold on, Thomas. Let me ask Theo this question. Theo, do you have that experience too when he asks you, "Are you sure you like me?" Do you have that experience as well, Theo? Like they're a bit shocked that a brother's showing them attention. Asian women. Is that what your experience as well, Theo?
No, it was more like, where do you want to meet me? Let's go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're talking,
Interesting.
if you have that comment, it might be like in the West,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be that way in Asia.
Hey, Thomas, we got to get our pass. We got to get out there ASAP. But thank you, Thomas.
I know, but wait, bro, Theo, yeah, like.
Hey, Thomas, man, I got to go to the next caller. Right.
Yeah.
One more question, Thomas. One more question.
No, I'm done, bro. I said, yeah, Japanese women, yeah, they're the best of the best, in my opinion. You can't go wrong with them.
Yeah, just go. I would say to you guys, go to the Tokyo area, stay in West Tokyo, go to a Gaijin house at first, and then just ride the subway or ride the JR. I mean, it doesn't take you that long to convert. You'll know it. You'll be in heat really quick. If that doesn't do it to you for some reason, go to Shibuya. You're done.
Awesome.
Damn.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, Theo. Okay, so definitely Tokyo, not anywhere else. Obviously, it's just like good play, but Tokyo is one because of job opportunities, working, and everything.
Yep.
No, you got just sheer numbers. I mean, also we got in respect to Tony. I mean, Osaka is the same way. It's just that they're just. I just prefer Tokyo.
But what about Okinawa?
No, but there's guys here who got wives from there, so I'm like, I respect that, but no, man, you're a civilian. There's no reason to be in Okinawa.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Let me bring in Michael Lawrence. How are you doing, Mike?
How are you doing, IP? Does everybody hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. How are you keeping? You okay?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, sir? How are you?
Doing well. Yep.
It's
Do
good.
you have any questions?
Yes. So I'm more interested. I am wondering if there's is there always summer and spring in Brazil?
It matters where you're at.
Yeah.
So in the extreme south, there's winter. Where I am at in Sao Paolo, it doesn't get that hot and it doesn't get that cold. So you don't really have a summer. You don't have a winter here. But I mean, like the hottest day I got here was like maybe 32 degrees, 31, 32 Celsius. So it wasn't really that hot. I mean, most days I've been here, it's been about 21, and I'm here in the summer.
Wow.
So it does rain a lot here, that's for sure. So it helps with keeping the temperatures low.
So it's like 70 degrees and around the 70s or 80s.
I would say between 60 and 75.
60 and 75. Wow, that's springtime.
Yeah.
Because I like the warm air. I don't even like winter out here. Winter's
no. I don't like winter either. I'm done with winter. That's it. Not gonna happen again. So you could come here and like just have summer here. You're fine.
Okay, so the next question. How are the foods in Brazil anyway? Like
it's excellent.
Do the Japanese Brazilians ever make sushi and?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes. Like
wow.
I was. You must have gotten here a little bit later. I said that I lived in Japan 16 years, and I said that Brazil had the second best sushi that I have tasted. It's extremely fresh. Some good stuff. Yeah.
So they created the foods around like rice and fish and everything. The chicken and teriyaki.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah. It's good food here. It's very hard to maintain your weight. I gained weight here, just straight out. When I go back to America, I go to keto. So there's a lot of carbs in the food. The food is very tasty. If you're concerned about weight, like I am, then you probably need to have an Airbnb and cook all your own food.
Because I've been exercising in the gym a lot lately, and keeping my body in shape, and that's what I'll do. Probably not in this seasons this time. Winter is, it's always cold.
No, I mean the winter here is not like winter. You would say it's more like spring.
I mean, in the states where I live, so winter.
Where do you live?
Jersey.
Oh, where are you, man?
Yeah.
No,
So.
man, no, that's horrible.
Yeah, Jersey. It's Jersey where I live. It's always winter, and it's always cold sometimes where I live. So, because in the states, I'm in the states where I live. It's absolutely.
Thank you, Michael.
So
thank you,
Yep.
bro. I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you for your contribution there. What was I gonna say? You were in Japan for 16 years, Theo. I never knew that. 16 years. Damn.
Yeah.
What age was that? From like 24 to 30 to 40?
I was there as a child, and then I was also there again from the middle of 24 to the last day of 36.
Incredible. Damn. Was that the best time of your life?
No, but it was a good time.
Hmm.
But I mean, I had good and bad during that time period. I mean, it was good. Well, it's good and bad, but it was kind of the standard for my life. So the States fails the standard. Brazil very much excels above the standard. Yeah, Japan though is wonderful. So, well, I say everybody should go to Japan for an extended period of time. Then you'll figure out why it's so good. You want at least over 2 years. Go there for 5. Yeah, you'll grow a lot.
Damn. Thank you, Theo.
I need that in my life. I need Japan.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You guys will do well there. You just have to get over there. I mean, apparently it's open. I can't verify, but other people told me it's opening up. So, I mean, I would be trying because like they have new hiring. The new jobs start April 1st. I'd be trying to get a job there as soon as I could right now.
You hear that, Thomas? All right,
Yep,
thank you
I
for
heard
that,
that.
Theo.
Thanks,
Let me
thank
bring
you.
in Jay Takashi. You ready, Jay? Okay, he's in. How you doing, Jay?
Hey, Jay.
Oh, how you doing, Theo? How you doing, IP?
I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
Good. I've
I
been
am doing
seeing
great.
you. You've been podcasting a lot, Jay. I've been seeing you every once in a while. I see. Takashi is right. Takashi Sound. He's right there. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Domo
but
arigato.
it's usually really late here in Brazil, so I'm like, I was going to go sleep. I just watch it later on, but I've been seeing you.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you do the rounds.
Yeah, definitely. I really appreciate you watching me, Theo. I didn't think anybody else but Tony was watching me. You know, a couple of our people on IP's channel, and I also like give my man IP praise on that channel when I talk about him. So let people know that I'm spreading the word. To go actually go out and go travel and actually, better yourself. But also, I want to make sure my mentors like you and Tony are doing okay, because like I said, you are technically our role models in a sense, our mentors.
We're doing all right. Yeah, I'm having to do more battles inside the manosphere. So I mean, it's there's a lot of back end like crap going on. It's like I deal with it on the back end, but yeah, we're doing all right.
No, that's good. Like I said, because I've been
Trying to
connect with other people over there.
Do you have any questions for Theo?
Yeah, I do. I have 2 for him. Oh, by the way, IP, that German woman you talked about, I got a date set up.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
So I finally was able to do it. I'm like, thank goodness. But Theo, my man, so so for Brazil, more often than not, would you say your experience has been overall a pleasant one over there?
Yeah, so you might come in a little bit late. I'm planning on buying property here, and my goal is to spend at least 4 months a year, if not 6 months a year, here in Brazil. So what I want is minimum 4 months in Brazil, minimum 2 months in Europe, mainly in Paris, and then the rest in the States or Japan. Once I'm reliable, once I'm good about Japan opening, then I probably want to do 2 months in, like 2 months in Japan and then 2 months in France, or maybe a month in each, something like that. But Brazil will be at least 4 months per year. So I'm going to buy a condo here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jay. So when you buy your condo, Theo, and you live there for 4 months, are you going to rent out? Are you going to rent out the condo for money for the other 8 months?
I'm thinking about it, but probably not. I don't want people in there, but I might. What I'm thinking about doing it is making it available for members of the Manosphere, so they can actually go there and have free housing.
Oh wow!
I like that. That's nice. That's a really smart idea.
Yeah.
Like that's business.
Amazing. Theo's a great guy, man. Let me
Definitely.
you again.
Well, I mean, so
Thank you.
if you get, so I'll have it'll be a hot spot. That means that I'll actually have electricity, water, and internet connected live there. So you have to go there and clean up after yourself when you're done. But I want more guys who are doing computers and actually like digital nomads to get married. So if it helps them to get married, that helps change the narrative towards our side. So yeah, of course I'm considering doing this. I want these guys to come down here and actually get married to Brazilians.
I like that. That's very, very nice. And it's thoroughly planned out too. And I guess my second question for you would be, do you see yourself living there long term, more often than not, or you know, or like you come back to America and then you finally have some time to consider what spot you want to stay permanently?
As far as I'm concerned, ideally, I'll be outside the country at least like 60% of the time.
Okay.
And I have dogs, so I have the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I learned what's necessary to bring dogs over to Brazil. So if I can bring the dogs over, and then what I also did while I was here was I got quotes for furniture, and I understand how the furniture works, and then also for doing customization for kitchens as they're building condos. So that gives me almost everything I need. All I need to do is bring over a Cannondale Scalpel 29er. I love cycling. And then so I can put it all into my condo. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'll come here for like the hotel. I'll come here for a week. All the furniture will be delivered to my condo. I'll just go walk into my condo. Bring the dogs over, bring my bike over. I'm done.
Okay, I feel you. And like I said, it seems like you've been there like a good long time to actually figure out how you want things to go, and that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm gonna take some of that little information you gave me, and apply it to myself so I can start doing even more. So thank you. I appreciate the information you gave me.
Basically, what you need to do here is think like long term. So they have the digital nomad visa now. So you could actually come here for extended periods of time, like for years, as long as you're a digital nomad. And I wouldn't even do the club scene here. I mean, you can. What I would do is there are 4 scenes I would do here to meet women. Gym, CrossFit, restaurants, and then just like outside bars at night. They're loaded with women. Zillions.
All right.
And
yeah, that gym one would fit very well.
The gym one, man, Dude, I met so many high quality women there. Total marriage material. I was like, oh my goodness. Why isn't anybody talking to them? These women are great.
Wait. So you're saying nobody's talking to them except you?
I'm a foreigner. I just go up there and talk to them. They have to speak English anyway, so it's kind of like a joke, right? But I get them talking to me. They're going to sit there and yap. I noticed that when I was doing, like, I do power lifts with a personal trainer, and then women started gravitating over to where I was, like, every time I was doing power lifts. I was like, I'm seeing this. Yeah, because the Brazilian guys do endurance training. They don't do power lifts. I actually do a power lift. So it's very different level of training. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more harder.
Thank you, Jay Takashi.
Thank you, IP. Appreciate it.
Take it easy, brother. Thank you, Jay Takashi. Walter Williams, are you ready to get in, bro? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, do you wanna be on camera or off camera? Give me a thumbs up, bro. It's up to you. Do you want to be on camera? Thumbs up? Okay. Let me bring in Walter Williams. Hey, Walter. How you doing, brother?
What's up, gentlemen? How you doing? Can you hear me, gentlemen?
Loud and clear, Walter. Loud and clear. How are you?
I'm well. It's been a little while with you guys. Unfortunately, I had COVID for a little while there. So
yeah,
so
did I.
Yeah, both myself and my brother and sisters had it for a little while, both of their households. So I didn't want to come on any streams. I mean, I've been chatting with you guys by way of Facebook group, but no live streams. So it's good to see you guys and talk with you guys again. I won't take too much time. Theo, sir, good to talk to you too, sir.
No problem. What's your question?
My question is, I know you were talking about and I read that too when you had posted about the digital nomad, the visa. Have you met outside of IT? Have you met other expats there that are successful as far as in other areas, as far as digital nomad work? And if you have, do you know what their success has been? Have they?
It's almost all IT.
Almost all IT.
Yeah, you can do finance, but IT is the big one.
Okay.
So yeah, it's set up for IT. So yeah, I mean, I would say get into IT as soon as you can, and then travel because it's very reliable kind of work.
Right. I was looking at the program. I was looking at your program you were talking about. So I'll definitely be looking into that more.
Sure.
As far as what you were talking about, I caught what you were talking about earlier. The next question I had for you is actually geared towards the women. Is it safe to assume, because I'm a little bit older than a lot of guys, as far as the age, that's not really a big deal with them, as far as the ladies that are there?
It is and it isn't,
Okay.
but you can do a 25-year difference.
Okay.
So I would suggest like going more to the countryside or going like along the coast, but not necessarily an urban environment. You'd be more successful there.
Okay.
It should. Yeah.
So in the cities, Theo, you're saying that like in Sao Paolo, they don't really date older men, the young women. Is that what you're saying, Theo?
They do, but I can tell like this person's energy. This person is really, really, really laid back. So you're not like it's Sao Paulo probably wouldn't be your cup of tea.
Okay.
I would say like more of the countries like Santos would be better for you, or there's a lot of little beach resorts between Rio and Sao Paulo, someplace like that, or like even the capital. That would do you a little bit better because you're not necessarily a city slicker. So, where are you living at?
Oh, right now I'm actually in Charleston, South Carolina. So
that makes sense. Yeah, you're laid back. Yeah, you need to be in the country, man. Yeah, the city wouldn't do well with you. This would be overwhelming. Whereas I know Sao Paulo is a big city, but it's still small because my idea of big city is Tokyo. So in this area, I become alive and I really enjoy it. I think it'd be overwhelming for you. And so you need to go back into a countryside area.
Yeah, I was curious about that because I was like, well, you know, I guess I've always favored that type of lifestyle. Anyway, I mean, I've been in bigger cities and I've, you know, worked my way through, but I've always felt more, I guess, more comfortable with that. That's something that where I can go fit right in and just maneuver how I need to move.
Yeah, you need to go to countryside for that. Yeah, you get that. You get people who are going to go at your pace. Yep.
Can a 35-year-old man from the West date a 21-year-old Sao Paulo woman in Sao Paulo, or 20-year-old? Okay.
You can go to 16.
Too young. Come on, Theo. Come on, Theo.
I ain't going.
18 max. 18 minimum.
I've seen. Okay, this is a live stream. Okay, but I've heard that. But I'm saying Brazilian men can do it themselves. So, yeah, you can date pretty low if you want, pretty low age if you want to. It just if she likes you, she likes you. That's the way it is.
Okay. Thank you, Theo. Is that it? Do you have any? Is that it, Walter Williams? Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, man, that's it. I don't want to hold up the line too much. I know other fellas want to get on, but I just want to touch base with you guys and see about that. I'll be definitely looking more into that, and Theo, I'll reach out to you on the Facebook group more about that as far as the IT stuff.
Yeah,
see what I need to do. Hey, fellas, I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe.
Thank you very much, Walter Williams. Much appreciated, brother.
Yes,
brothers, sir. Theo, how long can you stay on longer?
I could do about a half hour. I'm collapsing, but yeah, I could do about a half hour.
Okay, we're going for half an hour more. So, brothers, feel free to call in. Theo is here to give you, brothers, all the intel you need. So let me roll it back to Thomas Demhin. Actually, hold on, Thomas. Hold on. Let me read out a couple of super chats real quick. Let me just get this comment off the fucking live stream. All right, so shout out to Jacques Fubox. That's a French name, I believe. Black French. Shout out to my Black French brothers for the $2 super chat. Are Brazilians better than Japanese, Theo?
It's not a question to ask. It's more like if you put normal Japanese women and normal Brazilian women into a room, it would just be like an overload of wonderful. So you would probably in the end freely date one or the other. That would be it. They would both sides would be actually wonderful women. It wouldn't be like if you put like Brazilian women if you put Brazilian, Japanese, and then one Western woman into the room, you might try to flee from the room because of the Western woman. You don't have that situation here with these women.
Thank you very much, Theo. Shout out to Intellect for the $20 super chat. Shout out to Intellect. Although I appreciate every super chat that I get, but whenever I get $20, $50, $40, sometimes $100, I appreciate it, man, because it means a lot to me. I've been on this movement since 2016. I first created this channel in 2017. I've been pushing out content over the past 7 years to get you brothers out there. So when I see super chats of $20 in that high figure range, it means a lot to me. So thank you very much, Intellect. So brothers, please feel free to support the channel via the Cash Apps, via the super chats, join the Patreon as well, because every little penny counts in this movement. Thank you very much, brothers. It's a lot of hard work on my end. We have the Zoom to Thailand interview next week. I had to put a lot of streams to get that interview on this channel. So please support what I do and the hard work I put for this channel. It's a lot of hard work, man. It's a lot of hard work. Just getting in, so I have to catch the replay, but showing support. Thank you, brother, for the support. Probably been answered, but I assume Sao Paulo is better than Rio for Japanese Latina mix. Also, who is a single woman with the detector chirping?
Okay, so the largest population of Japanese people living outside of Japan is in Sao Paolo. So there's zillions of them here. So yeah, this is if you want a Japanese Latina mix, this is where you go. It's ground zero for it. I buy tea every day on the street. I buy tea and a cookie. I buy it from a Japanese Brazilian. We sit there and talk every morning. So yeah, that's where that one goes down.
Thank you very much, Theo. Thank you, Intellect, for the super chat. Means a lot to me, bro. Brothers, feel free to call in. Theo is here for another 25 minutes. Let me roll it through to Thomas Demahin. You want to say anything else, Thomas?
How about this one guy, Walter? Is his name Walter?
Walter. Walter's gone off now, Theo.
Okay. Who's the other guy who hasn't talked, but he's on there?
Is that Michael Lawrence?
Yeah. Oh, no. He's okay. Everybody's gone. Okay.
Everyone's spoken.
Okay.
We want to get some new callers in, so brothers, feel free to call in right now. Don't be shy. We don't bite. We're not monsters in the dark. We're not vampires. So
We don't bite.
So please call in, brothers, to answer your questions. We're not Dracula, so please call in, brothers. Okay, we're not Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Good show though. Good show. I remember that back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that, brothers? I used to love Sarah Michelle Gellar, man. She was fit. She was so fit.
Yo, IP, you and J Bones are like best friends. Y'all bring her up so much, even on my stream when J Bones has been on. He talks about her so much. She does look good, I'll admit.
Sarah Michelle Gellar and Buffy.
She did.
Do you remember
Sarah Michelle?
Oh yeah, she's fine. Yeah, she was cute back in the day.
She was cute, man, back in the day, man. Oh man, Sarah.
But she hit the wall, man. I'm sorry, but she hit the wall.
She hit the wall big time. But that's why we deal with them young. We deal with them early 20s.
I love
24 max, and we're done with them.
No, but I think the key is it's all about just looking after yourself, to be honest. Because I just noticed something. I would say conservative women, they look after themselves more, and they age a lot better than liberal women.
I noticed that also, but I just want to say, like, Brazilian women age very gracefully.
Yes, they do.
Extremely gracefully.
Yes.
So,
is it because I have that melanin? Is that melanin?
Yeah. So I was telling people in Ukraine, I was like, look, get this right. If you want me to date someone over the age of 35, I'm going Brazilian.
Yes.
They're just the way it is. In fact, a 35-year-old Brazilian is hotter than like a 27-year-old Ukrainian.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were really surprised, like, why they can't believe it. And I was like, look, I mean, let's look at the photos. Let's look through a comparison. You got a 32, 33-year-old Ukrainian woman. I mean, sure, she looks beautiful, but you can tell the difference between a 32-year-old Brazilian and a 32-year-old Ukrainian. Like, the Brazilian just wins.
Yes.
It's a very aggressive win.
Wow.
You see, the thing is, these Keishas, they think, we're desired. We should be desired more. I'm like, no. You stay in your lane in the UK and the US. I'm telling you, if a Brazilian woman, stay in your lane. If a Brazilian woman if a Brazilian woman and a UK Keisha and US Keisha get in the same room, I'm telling you, fam, it's a massacre. The Brazilian women, they'll massacre these Keishas. You won't see this type of massacre in hell. Oh gosh.
Oh Lord.
Thomas. Yo, Thomas, stop, man.
It's true, though.
Thomas.
They need to stay in their lane. Go for your Pookie and Ray Ray. Go for your freaking movies, man.
Oh Lord.
Keep on calling you UK and US teachers. Keep on calling
Oh
cabin
wow.
Keep on going to fresh and keep calling fresh and fit because you will never ever get that high value man. You will never ever get that high value man. You Keishas, foreign women are beating you.
Yo, Thomas. brother, listen, you gotta listen to me. You're making IP cry right now. You're making me about to cry right now. God Christ. That's the funniest crap I've heard all day.
Brother Jay, they need to stay in their lane, bro. It's true.
I'm dying over here. I'm dying over here.
IP. I'm not being mean, but you gotta meet Thomas. He's making us laugh too much right now. I love the brother, but he's making me laugh too much.
IP, hold on. IP, hold on. IP.
Okay, hold on. We got two new callers. Chad the Great, can you turn your camera on in the background, please, brother? Just so I know you're not a troll. Yep, I see you, brother. Turn it off, bro. Thomas,
IP, hold on.
Yo,
No, bro.
I shouldn't be swearing.
You got me heat. Sorry, IP. Sorry, hold on. There's one brother. I'm not gonna lie. He's a UK brother. You seen him in the chat? Brother Calvin. That's his name, right? IP.
Yeah.
Brother Calvin. Yeah, brother. You still synced in the Matrix, man. These UK Keishas, they're gone. He's saying, Croydon girls are better. Or then he's saying Croydon girls are better than Brazilian women. Are you crazy, bro?
That's something's not right there. Something ain't right there. Them Croydon girls are on some other demonic nonsense, man. I don't know what he's on about. Let me bring in Chad the Great. What's up, Chad the Great? You okay, brother? You're on mute, Chad. Hey, Chad, you on mute, bro?
Not much, man. Sorry, I'm just tired, man. It's been a long weekend.
Hey, sorry, bro. It's just Thomas making you laugh heavy right now. Welcome, Chad, and appreciate you both for calling in. How you keeping, Chad? You okay, brother?
I'm good. I'm just getting some stuff out of the way. I just had some guys here from London. I have another group of guys coming here next week from London also.
Okay, wonderful. Let me know how that goes, Chad. I'll reach out to you as well tomorrow. It's been a minute since we spoke, bro. Do you have any questions for Thomas, Chad?
Yeah, a couple. I actually go to Brazil in 9 days.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna Rio. I'll be there for about 10 days. I'm already doing all like tourist stuff. I want to ask what are some like normal stuff that the regular Brazilians do that are not like touristy besides going to the beach?
I mean, they're just doing normal life. I don't like the cafes is where they conjugate in mass numbers. Cafes and restaurants. So, I mean, that's where you're going to see just a whole lot of them. So I would say, like, while you're here, go to a gym, go to CrossFit, get involved in some sort of like beach activity, and then you'll see a lot of them. That's like the easiest recommendations I've got. It's not like everything else is kind of gimmicky, so they're not necessarily going to be there. If you have a small dog, this would be an ideal place for baiting women for small dogs. You can do some severe damage with it, but I didn't bring a small dog here, but I've done this before, and I always get attention with it with my dogs. This place, this is a dog paradise.
Sounds about right. Another question is, how long have you been there so far? Like, during this stay, like, since you've left, like, wherever you were in your last location, how long have you been in Brazil?
I've been here 2 months.
Have you been to any of the soccer games yet?
No. I'm living kind of like a normal life, so it's like, okay, so the football is on television. Okay, I mean, you can go to it, but it's no big deal. I'm working while I'm here, and then I'm teaching, and then I'm doing again CrossFit, gym. I have my personal trainer, I have to do like normal life. So I'm kind of like in the States. I wouldn't go see a football game, and here the same way. I'm not seeing football.
Okay, because or it's like very religious out there, so I'm planning on going to a game while I'm out there.
Oh, there's some good teams here. You could definitely go to a bar and watch it. You definitely get some friends doing that. But I mean, for myself personally, I don't really care. But I'll just say that at the bar, it's on. It's definitely on. In the gyms, it's on. It's gonna be on television.
Okay, and then last question I have is do you plan on going to any other cities besides? I know you said you've been in Rio and you're in Sao Paulo right now. What do you plan on ever visiting any other cities?
No. Sao Paulo's like my cup of tea. This is where I like to be. Because I'm much more of a city slicker, but not aggressive city like New York. But this is the kind of size that I like. This really reminds me of a combination between Bangkok and Manila. Because Manila in terms of size and sprawl, but like Thai in terms of being a bit more professional, particularly with assets. So I love it here. I wouldn't want to be in another area.
Okay, understandable. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, Chad. Great questions, Chad. Thank you, bro. I hope you have a great time in Brazil, and I'm going to reach out to you later on today to speak about that, bro. Okay. Thank you, Chad. Put yourself on mute, Chad. I don't know, some screeching background noise. Shout out to King of Gaming for the $5 super chat. Theo, he says here, okay, let me bring it up. I know this is off topic, but how can I learn CompTIA? I'm not sure if I should go to school or do
CompTIA. No CompTIA. No CompTIA.
Go on, Theo.
No CompTIA. CompTIA, no.
How can you get into cybersecurity without CompTIA? How can you get into cybersecurity?
Well, you first learn a real platform and make sure you do it 3 years, and then you go into security.
So that'll be cloud first, right? Something like that.
You can't secure something unless you know it. These guys who want to go straight into security, I'm like, well, what are you securing? Do you know what you're doing? They're like, no. I'm like, yeah, no tech. You don't know the platform. So do the platform. Do a platform 3 years and then go into security. You'll be fine.
When you say platform, it's like Windows and cloud, all that stuff, right?
Yeah. It could be. Usually it's a platform that you like to do. Like for me, it was Cisco. But I mean, other people have different desires. So based upon what you want to do, then do that first 3 years and then switch over to security.
Thank you, Theo. I hope it answers your questions, King of Gaming. And King of Gaming, if you reach out, so King of Gaming, right? If you join the Patreon Diamond tier, I can help you out with that, choosing your platform or what you need to do. There's Cisco, there's Linux, there's AWS, there's Azure, there's Max,
GCP,
there's GCP.
Yeah,
so if you reach
Oracle
out to me,
Cloud, yeah.
Yep. So if you join the Patreon Diamond tier, King of Gaming, we can have that discussion. I can actually help you build a path there and help you get into there, brother. Okay, so reach out to me via the Patreon Diamond tier, King of Gaming. Here's a link to it in the description box, and then we can help you get set up in your platform and cybersecurity. That goes for anyone else as well. Okay. So, brothers, feel free to call in. There's a couple more spaces on the panel. Theo has around 15 minutes left. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. I'm counting. So let me roll it through to who has a question? Who wants to ask your question on the panel?
I just want to say real quick, I agree with Thomas what he said about women being in their lane, and that's how I'm treating ABW now. So when they start talking like, I had one ABW say to me that I only want Brazilian women because I want something easy, and I'm like, no, I want them because they're not going to die alone like you are.
Lol.
So, like, stay in your lane, and your lane is with grave diggers. That's who you are.
Theo, let me ask you this, right? The way women of other cultures check for brothers in the West, right? American brothers, UK brothers. Is that the same for ABWs and UK ABWs as well? Are foreign Brazilian men checking for them in Brazil?
No, hell no.
No,
Hell
no,
no.
no, no,
IP,
not at all.
IP, what foreign man is going after Keisha?
Yeah.
What?
No,
That's
no,
impossible, man.
no. And there have been Keishas here in the hotel. I've seen them, and they're not. There's no Brazilian man. First, a Brazilian man would never tolerate that kind of behavior, and then next, she's making more money than him. They're not going to go out with a woman making more money. So she's dead in the water, straight out, gone, over.
Also, Phil, didn't you mention there was one these Beckys? They go to Japan. They'll get the Japanese men, no, Western men such as ourselves, will avoid them. We'll go straight to the Japanese women.
Even the Japanese guys avoid them as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. If you want to know what it's like to be a high school student a male high school student in the West, I would say, Becky, go to Japan right now. You'll find out what it's like, because you'll be entirely ignored. No one will know you exist. The only time that she gets attention is when she goes to work. Then people talk with her because they're professionals. And then when the work is done, nobody talks to her anymore. There's no reason to. What is she going to give you? What can you do with her? Nothing.
Exactly.
Then the Japanese women will be all over the place, and they show you such a great time. Why would you ever deal with a Western woman? So I think I said in one of the streams, I talked about the Sue test. Like Sue was this like really beautiful, like Barbie doll looking girl from the UK. And she was in our dormitory in Japan. And what would happen is that there would be wave after wave of Western men coming in because they'd be like English teachers and doing other things in Japan. So they would land and see Sue, and like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get some with Sue and try to date her. The next day, the Western man would go out and see Japanese women and forget Sue existed. It was done.
I honestly think Western women from the UK and US, they're very jealous of foreign women. Absolutely, they oh man, these Keishas, man, they wish they were like foreign black women. They wish they were. They wish.
Especially in the UK, you can tell they're jealous of the Polish women here, because the Polish women, they're just a lot more feminine and a lot more good looking than the Western women here in the UK, and you can tell that it hurts them internally. Just like in America, where the women in America don't like the Latina woman coming in because
man,
the men go take them and leave them.
But even the Turkish women, the white women in the UK, they're jealous of Turkish women. Turkish women are so damn beautiful, man.
They are,
They are. I definitely agree. I like Turkish women as well. Mainly from the cities, but as long as they're conservative and from the city, that's a good deal.
But it's unfortunate that they don't check for brothers in the UK, from what I've seen. True. But apparently in Turkey they do, and maybe in other foreign countries they do, like in Austria, blah blah blah. But in the UK they don't really check for UK brothers because of family stuff. Yeah. How's it like for you in America, Theo? What's your experience with Turkish women, Theo?
Oh, I love them. Although in the States, no women don't date in the States. No, done, over, impossible. Just if she's in the state, you don't date her. She's not up for consideration. But yeah, Turkish women in Turkey, I love dating them. It was a great time. Had a good time with them. Yeah.
Okay.
They're not hard.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to go through everyone for one last closing comment. But hold on. I see the brother King of Gaming, international passport. I just bought the time and tier.
Good job.
Welcome to another Patreon member. Welcome, King of Diamonds, for joining the Patreon. I will reach out to you in the morning when I wake up UK time, and then we'll start having that conversation about IT and career advice. Right now, I'm tired, so I'll reach out to you in the morning, okay, brother? So give me a couple hours when I sleep after the stream. So, brothers, the Patreon link is in the live stream chat below, brothers. So make sure you join the Patreon. Press a 1 in the chat if you will be joining the Patreon. Press a 1 in the chat if you will be joining the Patreon. Let's do this. Okay. So let me go to Jay Takashi. Do you have any closing statement, Jay Takashi?
Yeah, my closing statement is time.
Hey, yo, there's some background there, Jay. You got some music playing. You got some Mario Kart music playing, Mo.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I had my freaking my apologies for that. But yeah, two closing statements. I'll make it quick. One, Thomas is funnier than the King of London right now because he made me laugh and I was crying. I have not laughed that long in like months. Thank you. I needed that. I'm remember this. Trust me. and shout out to my man Theo. He's in Brazil. Having a good time. And y'all, like I said, hopefully I get a chance to meet the brother and actually be down in Brazil at one point. But my Costa Rica trip is this summer, and me and my brother we're gonna go have a good time and just explore the whole area. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that, and I'm gonna tell IP to make sure I'll be on the list to let them know the experience I have down there.
Thank you very much, John Wallace. Keep far away from the Patreon. You're that troll that was attacking brothers in the Discord server and the Facebook group. So just keep far away from the channel. In fact, let me block you right now. I don't. Why are you here again? I swear I blocked you like 5 times. Go away.
Is it called Will?
Yeah, go away, John Wallace. What is wrong with you? You're not welcome here because you are a silly troll. How many times have I told this brother keep away from the channel and brothers here in this space? This brother last year was attacking brothers, calling them all sorts of racial slurs, and he's a black man doing that nonsense. Go away, bro. Stop it. You're not welcome. Let me go to Michael Lawrence. Do you have any closing statements, Michael Lawrence?
Yeah, I have a few. Very classic stream. Very classic. It's awesome. This is awesome. And it's like these Brazilian women, especially the Japanese ones, over 9,000. Over 9,000. Over 9,000. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael Lawrence. Much appreciated, brother. Thank you. Mr. Chad the Great, do you have any closing statements, brother?
Actually, Barra da Juca is the modern part of Rio, which it's about like 30 to 45 minutes from Ipanema and Copacabana. That's where a lot of the Americans or the new expats were staying at. I think you might have gotten it confused earlier. I think you said it was in Mexico, but it's actually in Rio. And then for my guy Thomas, Latin women are still better.
I don't think so, bro.
Still gonna change.
I don't think so, bro. But I do have a soft spot for Latin women. I love Latin women though. But if I'm gonna marry a foreign woman, she's gonna have to be Japanese. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You'll make cute kids.
Yep.
Thomas, is that fully blooded Japanese or half black, half?
You know what? Sorry, bro. Karate Kid 2 is still in my mind right now, man. Seeing Kumiko, I'm like, I think I might go for the native Japanese woman, man. So I'm gonna have to. I'm just like,
but bro,
sorry, IP.
Remember, you must go to the source. Don't date her. Don't marry her from the West. Don't UK, America. No, go to Japan, bro. Like Theo said, don't even bother because if they just spend one day here in the West, they're gonna get poisoned by feminism and Western culture. Don't make the same mistake that other brothers have done. Go to Japan itself directly. Go to the source, bro, and keep her in Japan. Don't bring her here to the demonic, evil, monstrous West. Okay, bro?
Yes, bro. Absolutely. I have to say this, bro. Thank you very much for another live stream. IP. It's very informative, great live stream. Brother Theo, thank you very much for your time and for your wisdom. Yeah. Thanks a lot, bro.
Thank you very much. Theo.
Yep. Good
Theo,
talking to you.
do you have any closing statements, Theo, at all?
Myself, no, not really. I mean, I had a good time. I want to say that, guys, you need to go to Brazil. You need to look at this seriously as a real viable option. The economy here is growing. There's opportunities for living that are phenomenal compared to what you had before. Brazilian women are wonderful for the family. You'll have a great time. If you want black ones, they've got black ones. If you want morenas, they got morenas. They got Japanese. They got ones who are like white, but they're actually like German or Italian background or Irish. So they all act pretty much the same. I would say, again, use your passport, forget the West, enjoy yourselves, and you guys will be very successful here.
Thank you, Theo. Much appreciated, brother. Have a great night in Brazil and have a wonderful morning, Sunday morning in Sao Paulo, Brazil, brother, okay?
I am. I'll see you guys later.
Oyasumi.
Oyasumi, arigato. Yeah.
Take it easy, brother. Take it easy. All right,
Hey,
brothers.
one last thing, IP. I just got to hear Thomas say this is another classic. I need to hear it in the British accent.
Go on, Thomas.
This is another classic, brother. Another classic indeed.
I appreciate Thomas. Appreciate Chad. I'll be speaking to you, brothers, again today later on. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Chad. Great moderation, Thomas. Appreciate it, bro. I saw you blocking that troll. I want my mods to be a lot more active. So, Thomas, Nate Kelly, and John Thomas, I need you brothers to be on these trolls, moderating the chat, etc., etc. So, brothers, again, press A1 in the chat if you will be joining the Patreon. There should be a lot more ones. You know, I made this Patreon for you, brothers, for explicit X-rated intel, for benefits as well. Additionally, all you brothers should be joining the Patreon Diamond tier, right? Join the Patreon Diamond tier. Okay, so press A1 in the chat if you will be joining the Patreon Diamond tier. I'm also on Facebook, brothers. You know, to get in the Facebook right now, shout out to you, East Coast Kev. To get in the Facebook, you must be a part of the Patreon. There's no way around it. The Facebook is very valuable. So if you want to be amongst high-value males such as Theo, Tony Berry, Thomas Demihin, Conrad Grant, you know, and a lot more other brothers, join the Patreon and you'll be added to the Facebook group. And if you join the Diamond tier, you'll also be added to the exclusive high-value male Discord server. And that Discord server is incredible. Thomas can verify it for me. We got stocks discussion there, crypto discussion there, relationships, travel, IT careers. The Discord server is popping right now. Okay, so don't miss out on this opportunity, brothers. Don't miss out on it.
Bro, I need to check the Czech Republic one on video. I missed that. I need to check that today.
That should be on the Patreon, bro. The Czech Republic one. I'm also dropping one for Argentina next week.
Ooh,
on the Patreon.
I love Argentina.
Only on the Patreon, brothers. So if you want to get that Argentinian intel, X-rated explicit intel on Argentinian women, join the Patreon Diamond tier. It's only going to be on the Patreon Diamond tier. All right, brothers. Also, make sure you put yourself on mute, Thomas. Make sure you brothers you follow me on Instagram as well. Okay, send me a DM on Instagram if you want to speak to me about anything. Okay, follow me on Instagram. That's my Instagram page right there, brothers. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'll get back to you ASAP as soon as possible. I'm also on Twitter, brothers. So if you want to reach out to me through Twitter instead, follow me on Twitter. Send me a DM on Twitter. I will get back to you on Twitter as soon as possible. You know that I'm on the Cash App 24/7. So if you want to support the channel via the Cash App. Okay, brothers, support the channel via the Cash App. What else? Yeah, brothers, great stream. We have the Zoom to Thailand stream next week. I can't wait for that. So, brothers, please be respectful to Mr. Richie Mack, who is coming here on the channel to drop intel about American women, why he left America, dealing and dating with Thailand women in Bangkok, in Phuket, and all these other Thailand cities. Be there, brothers. Be there. It's going to be a once in a lifetime stream. I'm looking forward to it. So again, join the Patreon. I better see a lot more Patreon joiners tomorrow morning when I wake up, because you're missing out a lot of benefits here. We're having high level discussions. East Coast Kev, I better see you be a member after the stream, bro. Looking forward to welcoming you to the Patreon members. And then we'll go on from there. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Theo. Thank you to every other caller in this live stream chat. It has been a great stream. I will see you, brothers, on my next live stream. Look after yourself, brothers, and international passport out. Thank you very much. Great stream, brothers. Great stream. Thank you to all those who cash apped, who super chatted, who commented. And when I drop this video on my channel, can everyone please comment? Comments help out with the YouTube algorithm. The more comments there is, the more this video will be pushed out to many brothers who need this intel. Okay, many brothers in America, in the UK, in Canada are going through a lot with the horrible women in their community, the Keishas from the blocks. Okay, so when we comment, YouTube will push out this video via the algorithm. So please comment in, liking the videos, subscribing, help out with the channel. So please subscribe. When you do subscribe, hit the notification bell to always and all notifications, so you never miss a live stream, post, or upload from me. Okay, brothers? All right, brothers? Okay, brothers? All right, brothers? Okay, brothers? How you brothers doing, man? Where you brothers listening from? What cities are you listening from? What country? What cities are you listening from worldwide? Let's show the world how diverse this channel is. We got brothers listening from America, from Africa, from the Caribbean, from Australia, even. So what cities are you listening from? Shout out to Thomas Demihin, London brother, UK brother. I see you, Thomas. Where y'all listening from? Where are y'all listening from? Ian Sanza Nanzu, also another UK brother. Ian Sanza Nanzu, reach out to me on IG. We got another UK brother in the scene. Reach out to me on IG, Ian Sanza Nanzu. Here's my IG information, Ian. Just send me a DM. I'll get back to you, Ian. Shout out to Mr. Dark Ninja from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and USA. Shout out to Ransom McKissick, San Jose, California, USA. Shout out to you, Ransom. Shout out to Defile One, Dallas, Texas. I see you, brother. So where else are you brothers listening from? Minneapolis is cold. That place is cold. Shout out to Conrad Grant, calling in, listening from Newark, the Bay Area. I think the Bay Area is in California. I believe so. Shout out to my Californian brothers. The women out there are horrible, but the brothers there are well respectable, honorable men. Never date Cali women. Never date Cali women. That's a no-no. Too liberal for me. So where else are you brothers calling from? Where else are you brothers? I've got 2 more minutes before I end the stream. Where else are you brothers calling from? We got over 70 people watching. Out for number 1. Look out from where we come. California, here we come. Right back where we started from. California. Ooh. Where are you brothers calling in from? So we got over 70 people watching, but only 5 people commented. Where are you brothers calling from? One more minute, brothers. Let me know. Let me shout you out. If you want to shout out, do it right now. Where you calling from? Where you brothers calling from? Again, here's a Patreon. Make sure you join the Patreon, brothers. King of Diamonds, I got you, bro. When I wake up in the morning, I'll set you up. We'll have that phone call as soon as possible. Okay. It's going to be a busy morning. All right, brothers. Look after yourself, brothers, okay? International passport out. Thank you, brothers. All right, see you, brothers, okay, brothers? Thank you, brothers.